Stand up, New York Giant fans. Baddog, we got, I don't know if it's like the biggest breaking news of all time, but pretty big. Definitely a surprise cut, especially that it happened after cuts.
Yes.
And a former captain of, the starting middle linebacker, the guy that we thought was the number one middle linebacker on the New York Giants going into the year. I think I saw Big Daddy say he wasn't surprised. Maybe there's a few out there that weren't surprised, but I was. I was definitely surprised at the news. I'm going to try to understand it and, see where they're coming from. But Blake Martinez no longer a Giant.
Yeah, I was surprised too. I did not see that coming. I thought that they were going to try to save Cap. It would have been Slayton. I thought that was the guy that was out, but it kind of makes sense. I just realized I didn't put my bracelet on when I got back from the gym. It kind of makes sense. I talked about it in the video a little bit. If you haven't watched the video, watch the video. It was a good video I put out. It actually was kind of calm, and I kind of made some sense of the whole thing. Go figure. I was actually it's the word I'm looking for, sane. I don't know if it was sane. I was calm about it, but I had reason. I reasoned with this. Blake Martinez not named a captain. I think there was an obvious reason, but he was hurt coming off a serious injury. Hurt during the training camp for a lot of it, and McKinney was calling a lot of the plays. I think that they knew early on, perhaps, that they were trying out McKinney to see if he could call the plays in defense, if he could be the defensive captain. But it is a strange thing for them to get rid of one of the veterans and to save Cap. That way, we had to save the Cap. Now, somebody told me we didn't. Like I said, we saved 3 points.
Yeah, well, that was the confusing part about it, Baddog. And let's just say hello to a couple of people in here. Michael, man, what's going on? Matthew Stein, Jared Williams, Ram, Prestige, Dad, Evan, Bobby Murphy. Thank you to everybody for being here. Thank you guys for always support your show. But that was kind of the confusing part when it first went down. Is everybody on Twitter, all the insiders and beat reporters were trying to scramble to find what the reasoning for this was, and that's the first thing I did. I went to Spot Track. Spot Track said that they were going to save $3.5 million by cutting Blake, but then OTC, which is another cap report site, Over the Cap, it said like 300,000. And then, I went to Dan Duggan, and that's basically what Dan Duggan said. And I'll take him at his word. I think he's one of the more credible beat reporters for the Giants. So he said it's basically a savings of about $350,000, which then it's not cap related. That's not why this move went down.
Yeah, it's weird.
If they were worried about the cap, you're cutting Slayton. Slayton's a fifth wide receiver. He makes you would have saved about $1.8 million as opposed to $350,000, and Martinez was slated to be your starting middle linebacker. To me, this screams one of 3 things. One, we know that Martinez wasn't playing much in preseason. He played the last game, but maybe the Giants feel like he's not fully recovered from that injury. 2, the Giants don't feel like he fits the scheme. But then you ask yourself, well, if they feel he doesn't fit the scheme, why did they restructure his deal in the first place? Why not just cut him then and save yourself an additional $2 million? So that reason doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me personally. Unless they came to the realization throughout training camp. And then the third reason is Blake's upset. And if I had to guess, I'm leaning more towards that. Yeah. Whether it's the way that he is utilized in the defense, maybe he doesn't like, not just the captain's badge, but you said about McKinney. McKinney's getting the mic, right? So maybe he feels disrespected in that aspect as well. Maybe he doesn't feel like he's going to have as big of a role in this defense as he initially anticipated. He feels overwhelmed from the scheme. Who knows? We're going to get more details, I'm assuming, on this in the coming days. But surprising, but at the same time, Baddog, I'm not going to flip out. And I'm very curious to hear the rest of what you had to say, because for me, long-term thinking, that's all I'm thinking about this year as a New York Giant fan. And I know some Giants fans are only thinking about this year, and I understand it. I want to win 17 games this year as well. But for me, it's long-term thinking. And as much as I do think Blake Martinez is probably an upgrade over the guys that are going to replace him, who knows, in terms of the fit in this scheme this year, he's not going to be here past this year. Blake Martinez is gone after this year, even if he played this year with the Giants. And it's long-term thinking. So I'm not going to go crazy over this. It was just surprising, especially that it happened as late as it did. You tack on the Darian Beavers injury on top of that, and we're thin at the linebacker core, and you start to say to yourself, well, who the hell is going to play? We might have to find one of us to play the linebacker spot.
I'm a little small, but I'm a little old too. But yeah, that was kind of my thinking. Well, number one, It was a weird thing. The timing of this whole thing was very strange. That's why I didn't see it. And yeah, I went to Spot Track. I said, "Oh, it makes sense. They were like $2 million over the cap. They had to get under it." I thought Martinez was older. I thought he was like 30. I didn't realize he was only 28. But I'm like, he's coming off an injury. He didn't really play much in the preseason. It makes sense to save $3.5 million. And then somebody said it's like 300,000 or 400,000. Somebody put it in the comment section. It's like 300,000 or 400,000 because of the restructure, which I didn't know because I just went to Spot Track.
Yeah, that's what everybody does. That's what everybody does.
And so yeah, pretty much in the video. And again, watch a video if you haven't. It's one of my. I'll be honest, guys. I don't usually make very good videos. As like Uncle Lou says, I make videos almost every day, and some of them are even watchable. That one's watchable. That one I watched it back. I go, you know what? That was actually pretty good. That actually sounded like I knew what the hell I was talking about. So yeah, Chris, I'm with you. He's not the future. And I also said, Darius Slayton is as weird as it is probably more valuable because he's the one true burner we have. We have had non-productive wide receivers, injured wide receivers. That's really thin. The Giants did keep 17 defensive linemen and linebackers, so it's not like they may be thin talent-wise in that position, but they have enough players to fill them. And this is a rebuild. The Giants are rebuilding, guys. That is what this is. This is what a rebuild looks like. You don't rebuild with 28-year-old linebackers coming off of ACL injuries. And it's not a Joe Schoen guy. Joe Schoen has to go forward, and we have to understand this. This is what I talked about, and I have to understand it too. And I'm still going to be pissed when we lose. You're still going to get the ranting and the raving. I'm still going to scream because it's just the way I am. But I have to wrap my head around it. We got to wrap our head around it. This is probably going to be a bad season because what is the difference if we kept Blake Martinez on this? Are we going to win 7 games instead of 5? Blake Martinez isn't winning us a Super Bowl.
And the other thing I'll add to that, Baddog, is let's be honest with ourselves. And hopefully this will not be the case. Hopefully the Giants start off well and we're playing meaningful football into December, which I think is possible.
Yep.
We have that window we've talked about between, I think, games 7 and 10 where we might be able to clean up against some of the weaker parts of our schedule. We'll see how we start off. Let's say the Giants are not playing well in terms of their wins and losses, and we're 3-7.
Yep.
Martinez wasn't going to play the last 7 games anyway.
Right.
You were going to give those younger linebackers a look. That's the state of the franchise. We're young. We're rebuilding. Martinez is not going to be a New York Giant after this year. So
Agreed.
I just think Schoen probably views it. And again, we don't know all the details yet. It might be more Martinez influence than anything else.
Mm-hmm.
But Schoen, even if it is, Schoen probably looks at it like, well, no sweat off my back. This guy's not going to be here after this year. He doesn't really fit wing scheme to begin with. We tried to do right by the player because he came to us and was willing to restructure the deal. But if he's not happy here, let him go play somewhere else.
Yep, I agree. He's not the future. And Schoen is just kind of ripping the Band-Aids off early. I mean, he's not the future of the team. We're rebuilding. You don't rebuild with that guy. And, I like Blake Martinez. I got no problem with him. I know when he was signed, a lot of Giants fans were like, it wasn't really good. We paid him too much. He's kind of lazy, but he was good for us. And Blake Martinez was a good player. It's unfortunate that he had the ACL. It seems like everybody on our team tears their ACL. But I just looked at it like, you know what? Initially, I'm like, why the hell would they do that? And then I'm like, as I was doing the video, I'm like, I kind of understand it. And again, we can't get mad at Joe Schoen and Brandon Brown and Brian Daboll or Shaboll, as I call them now. I mixed them up one day, and I'm like, Shaboll is a great name for Daboll and Schoen. We don't really know what their plans are, right? We don't know what his vision is. So we have to see his vision play out in the field. So while this seems like, wow, what a crazy move to release Blake Martinez, and someone's picking Blake Martinez up. He's not going to have a hard time finding work. But we have to entrust what he's doing. We have to give him time. You and I gave Gettleman 3 years at least, where we were like, well, if they get rid of him, fine. If they keep him, fine. We gave Gettleman 4 years, and I'm an impatient guy, and I gave him 4 years. Joe Shane's taken over our worst situation, or at least as bad as Gettleman did. Right? We lost 13 games. We lost 13 games in 17. Gettleman took over a terrible cap situation, team that lost 13 games. And in 4 years, we're right back where we started. Terrible cap situation. Lost 13 games last year. Schoen can't turn this around in one season.
Yeah.
So we got to give him a little bit of time. Let me get to a couple of these real quick because I don't know how StreamYard I'll lose them here. NY Giants, thank you, buddy. He says our linebackers are going to struggle. I'll be honest. I think the whole team may struggle.
I think, but here's what I'm going to say, Baddog. I agree with him, but I think the linebackers were going to struggle whether or not Blake Martinez was here or not.
Yep.
I think we need to realize you weren't getting the same Blake Martinez. Blake Martinez is coming back from a very serious injury, and most people were shocked that Blake Martinez was even practicing in the beginning of training camp, and he was tailor-made for the Patrick Graham scheme. If you remember when we first got Blake Martinez, he struggled the year before, which is why a lot of people felt like the Giants overpaid. Patrick Graham was his linebacker coach while he was with the Green Bay Packers, and his best years were while Graham was there. So obviously Graham pinpointed Blake Martinez and felt like he would fit what he was looking to do. Patrick Graham's not here anymore. This is a completely different scheme.
Exactly.
I don't think you were getting 2020 Blake Martinez. So I think the linebacking core was going to struggle whether Blake was here or whether it wasn't. I think it's a big hole on this roster for sure.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more. Giants fan, thank you, brother. Appreciate it. Brilly. Definitely overreactions out here. Blake wouldn't have made a game's difference, especially with this thin roster. I agree. He wouldn't have made a difference. Yeah, he wouldn't make a game difference. And he says, I'm going to wait to question the moves until a couple years in. And that's the thing. We have to. That's exactly the dire Giants. And we have to wait and see. If this was Gettleman, it's a different situation. When you have a GM for 4 years, 3 years, and he's failed, then you can question like everything that the guy does. But we don't know. It's the same thing with Wan'Dale Robinson. Like when we drafted him, I'm sitting there going, why would we take him? But I wasn't mad because I'm like, maybe this is who Shane and Dable like in their system. This is a guy they want to use. And we didn't know what the Kadarius Toney situation was. So I can't, that's why I didn't grade it. Normally I give a grade, but I'm like, I can't grade. I don't know what he's doing. I don't know where he's going. We have to wait and see. If we see this team getting better, we know he's moving in the right direction, right? If they struggle, which I think they're going to, same thing. You just want to see them get better. You know, I don't expect them to make the playoffs. I would love them to. I don't expect it. I expect them to get better. I expect to see the rookies start to produce near the end of the year. Like I expect them to see a progression from the rookies. And if we see that with the younger players and even a Daniel Jones, then we know, hey, whatever they're doing seems to work. You know?
Not that I hope it results in the same result in year two. At least on the offensive end, you kind of want to see what you saw with Shermer year one when Joe, and I know he got fired that year, but the offense progressively year one was before Jones. The offense got progressively better in the second half. Remember, we won, I think, 4 out of our last 8. Easily could have won like 7 out of the last 8. And that team was horrible over the first. And obviously, I'm not hoping we're horrible over the first half, but you want a year similar to that where the team just gets progressively better, and you feel like going into the next year, there's something to build off of. That's what I'm looking at. Obviously, I want to win 17 games. But realistically speaking, like I agree with you. It's about growth this year. It's about seeing the offensive line gelling, getting better over the course of the year. Jones getting better just the offense in general getting better over the course of the year. Kayvon Thibodeau, so on and so forth. It's about
Evan Neal.
Right. Evan Neal. The young players developing.
Yeah. Anthony Razza Paisano, Brilly, thank you so much for the super. He has great advice here. He says, remember, it's wake up. It's better to wake up and pee than to pee and wake up. And I've done both. So you're right.
I would say, Anthony, I would probably go with you on that.
I would definitely agree with that one.
I would, unless you're like a little baby with a diaper. I guess you don't care. But
right. Even my son, he's 5, and just in case.
Yeah, as a grown adult.
Always give him a little nighttime diaper just in case he has an accident. I'm not wearing nighttime diapers yet. I'm getting old though, Anthony. I mean, Anthony's old. Anthony's up there. Maybe Anthony wants to. I love you, buddy. I love it. I love when you got guys like Anthony Razza and the Imp and your dad, because they're all like, they make me feel good. I'm 46, so I'm an older guy. They're like, you're a kid, man. You're a kid. It makes me feel good. And I know that there's guys near that are like my dad's age, how old my dad would have been. So it makes you feel good. We got a nice gambit. We have a nice range of Giants fans.
Yeah, we got a good demographic.
We definitely do. Giants fans are the best. You put up with the shit that the Giants have had for the last 5 years, and you still support Chris and I the way you do. That's why that's why it's the best fan base. Eagles right now, the Eagle fan base. This is what I want. I want the Eagles to be bad. I would want them to be bad anyway, but I would love them to be bad for 5 years and see what the hell that fan base does. It's easy to make a video with, look at this move. We did this. We did this.
They'll fly away.
It'd be so easy.
They'll fly away.
But God, let them win 22 games in 5 years, and let's see the support. It wouldn't be like the Giants fan support. I can tell you that. We may not agree on stuff all the time, but I'll tell you what, there is, I swear to God, there's no more passionate fan base on YouTube that I see than a Giants fan base.
I agree.
So I love you guys. It's awesome. Donovan, thank you, brother. Appreciate it. He says, it's all good. We can just stick Webb in at linebacker. Oh, that's true. Why not? He's like Bobby Boucher. Yeah, he got cut, but he's on the practice squad.
Yeah, they brought him back, which is good. I actually like that decision, even though I initially on my 53-man roster prediction had them going 3 quarterbacks, but I like the decision to only go with 2 because it enabled them to keep 7 wide receivers because they wanted to roster an extra wide receiver, which makes sense. Those guys have all been banged up throughout the preseason. You hope Webb never sees the field anyway.
Yeah, God, no.
But you knew he was not going to go claim, so you knew you'd get him back on the practice squad. He has value. He's familiar with the scheme.
He's a good coach. I think that's his value is coaching up a Daniel Jones. I think that's the type of thing. I don't think he needs to coach up Tyrod Taylor, but I do think that he's a good sideline guy. He was kind of a coach with Buffalo, wasn't he? Kind of.
They said that the at least it's being hinted at that they think he's going to be a coach with the Giants, possibly next year.
So it makes sense to keep him around for that reason. And yes, you're right. You don't want to see your third. It doesn't matter what Davis Webb did in the preseason. Chris and I had a lot of fun with that, and that was fun. It was fun to see him have a good preseason.
I mean, that's what I love about Giants fans. That's what I love about reactionary fans. Listen, I don't always agree with you guys, but you had people on Twitter legitimately saying that Webb should be the starting quarterback.
Yeah, you don't want to see your third string quarterback.
Like Baddog, I get that when you're watching a preseason game, there's going to be fans that read too much into it. Webb was going up against McDonald's workers. Yes. Like when you go get your coffee tomorrow at McDonald's, there's a good chance you're going to see one of the defensive players that Webb was going up against. Like he was not going up against, starting caliber or even backup caliber defensive players in the NFL.
Yeah, I agree. And then the thing is with Webb, like I said, it was a fun story, but he's a third string quarterback for a reason. Remember how excited everybody was to see Jake Fromm? And I kept telling people Jake Fromm sucks. You do not want to see that guy. He's not an NFL quarterback. He's terrible. He was terrible at Georgia. And I would know. I mean, I watch Uncle Lou like I'm supposed to. So I know a lot about Georgia players. And he was always terrible. And he was horrible. I mean, he should be working at McDonald's. Yeah. He's the guy serving the coffee. But he was awful. NY Giants, thank you for the super chat. Brilly, I appreciate you, my friend. He says, ACL injuries are no fun. My last 2 years of high school football are over. I tore my ACL meniscus 2 weeks ago before, I don't know what PT is, before PT, before surgery.
Physical therapy.
Oh, physical therapy before surgery. Won't be back. That sucks.
Yeah. Horrible.
Especially when you're young. That shouldn't happen when you're young. Your tendons are extremely strong when you're young. I've mentioned before, your tendons only get weak. Your tendons, you can't strengthen your tendons. They are what they are. And because these guys are so muscular and they put so much freaking pressure on their damn tendons and they're carrying so much weight, they do have a tendency to tear. It's a very common injury in sports because these guys are so muscular. They didn't used to be like that in the 80s. I mean, they were strong, but they weren't freakishly strong.
Right.
Like they are now. They look like bodybuilders, these guys.
Yeah, we say that all the time, man. And I'll say it, man. I think, and it's just me speculating, could be completely wrong, but I don't think it's a coincidence that Azeez Ojulari came into camp this year looking like the Hulk, and suddenly he's had a hamstring injury, he's had a calf injury. I think it does go hand in hand with a lot of the injuries you see, not just in football, but in sports in general today.
Yeah, part of what happens when you get extremely muscular is you lose flexibility. That's one of the drawbacks of being having an incredibly muscular physique is you lose flexibility when you get to be that strong. And I understand in the NFL, you want to be as strong as possible. It's a physical sport. It's fast. These guys are bigger, stronger, faster than ever. But when they're carrying an extra 15 pounds of muscle, that's a lot of weight, man. 15 pounds of muscle is a lot more than 15 pounds of fat because your muscle is so much more dense.
Right.
So it's a lot. 15 pounds of muscle is a ton to put on in a short period of time. So, yeah, I think that you lose flexibility and your tendons, again, they don't get stronger and there's more stress on them. So these guys, and again, they move fast, they bend, these guys are getting hit. It's crazy. The speed of the NFL is insane. And, it's just, I think that's why these injuries, like I said, the hamstring injuries, the calves, they're very common this day and age. Big Daddy, my friend, thank you for the super chat. Appreciate it, brother. He says, are we going to see a lot of 1 or 2 linebacker sets?
Yes. Or are you asking one or the other? Is that what you're asking? I think you're going to see both. But yeah, Big Daddy, I definitely think you're going to see a ton of 3 safety sets. I'll tell you that right now, for sure. Where you have safeties playing in the box, you're going to see a lot of sets where you got 6 DBs out there at once for sure. He's going to be very creative, in terms of his defensive, play calling and the formations that he draws up for sure. So I think the most important thing with Wink's defense and why Blake probably doesn't fit it that well. One is you need some versatility, but more importantly is coverage. I think you need guys out there that cover. And we know that that's not Blake Martinez's strong suit. So, I expect them to have a lot of sets where you got a lot of DBs out there at once. Let's put it that way.
Yeah. And unfortunately, we're thin there too.
Yeah.
But I think, well, they're not now. I mean, they added a ton of them off the waiver wire. Tony Jefferson was a guy I thought for sure they would go after, and they did. They put him on the practice squad, but he'll probably be up at some point. I mean, he was Ben and Wink Martindale's system before, so it just made sense. And they did. They went out and they got a lot of secondary help because we needed it. But we'll see. It'll be interesting to see what Wink does, and I think that down and distance is going to predicate a lot of things that he does on defense. But that secondary is a major question. And when you decide you're going to bring guys out of the secondary linebackers and you leave those guys one-on-one, we saw what happened to Aaron Robinson week 1 against the Patriots. And we had no problem blitzing the Patriots. Bill Belichick was not happy that we blitzed them so much. But we saw what happens if your corner doesn't get a jam on the receiver at the line of scrimmage. If they're getting beat, you're done. It's a high risk, high reward. You can cause some turnovers. You can make the quarterback get rid of the ball sooner than he wants to. You get sacks, force fumbles. But if that blitz is picked up and that corner misses, man, you're going to have some plays where we're going to sit there and go, yep, that happened.
That's game. Yeah.
Yeah. Spunky, my man, long time no see, brother. Thank you for the super chat. I appreciate you. Great Eagles fan right there. Spunky's the man. He says, congratulations on 100K. Very well deserving. Thank you, my friend. I really appreciate that. Looking forward to doing my premiere video, which, like I said at the beginning, or I actually typed it in there. The silver play button has been sent to me. It is due.
You got it?
I haven't gotten it yet. It's due September 7th. It's the delivery date when it's supposed to be here. So they sent it out. It's on its way, and I can't believe that.
Congratulations, man. Big accomplishment.
Thank you. Not as big as you being under 200 pounds here very soon. That's a way bigger accomplishment.
One day at a time, man. One day at a time.
The way you do it, baby. Steve, thank you for the super chat. Steve Evans, appreciate you. My brother wants me to start going live and make videos with him when the season starts. He's an Eagles fan. Hey, man, if that's what if you want to do that and have fun doing it, go for it.
Yeah, exactly, Steve, man. The most important thing is you have fun, man. At the end of the day, if it's something that you think you'll have fun doing, try it out, man. Go for it.
Chris and I have fun all the time. Won 22 games in the last 5 freaking years. Imagine if it was the other way. Imagine if we only lost 22 games in the last 5 years. How much fun it'd be. Wait till that happens. Wait till we're on top of the mountain. Wait till we're the ones.
You know how less stressful it'll be?
Oh, yeah.
To talk about this team when they're actually good?
Oh, it'd be fantastic. It'll be great to talk about them when they're good. It'll be, like I said, it'd be nice to be coming on here talking about, we need a W this week. Yep. Got this team. Yep. We're going to kick the shit out of the Cowboys. Yep.
We got
this. That's going to be nice.
We'll be 78, but
that could be, but it's going to happen. I'll make sure I stay alive until it does.
It'll happen. One of these
I might have to be as old as Jerry Jones beforehand, but hey, if he can live that long, so can I. Anthony, thank you, brother. I appreciate it. Wink's looks will keep offenses on their toes. That's true. Wink.
I hope so. I'm looking forward to Wink's defense, though. All kidding aside, I'm nervous about it because of all the limitations on our defense in terms of our roster. But at the same time, I'm excited. I'm excited to see an aggressive defense, something that we really haven't been used to for a bit.
Yeah, me being a defensive guy, I'm definitely always an advocate of. I like to see aggressive, not all the time, but aggressive when it needs to be aggressive. Like to me. If you're between, I'd say 3rd and 7 and 3rd and 12, bring it. Bring it at that point. 3rd and 7, 3rd and 13, bring the blitz. Maybe even like a 3rd and 4. Bring it hard. 3rd and 20, that's when you play soft.
Well,
You let them complete. You let the guys make the tackle, get them the hell off the field. third and extremely long, that I don't want to see a blitz because I don't want, I'd rather them just, you complete a pass for 12 yards, you tackle the guy, and you get the ball back. But third down and 6, when Patrick Graham would sit there and play that soft ass zone when a guy's 10 yards off the line of scrimmage, and they just go out and make a cut. And I'm like, what are you doing? Like, you got to get up on a damn line of scrimmage and stop that. You got to play above the first down markers. That drive me crazy. But 3rd and 20, play off.
Yeah.
So we'll see. We shall see what we shall see. John, thank you for the super chat, brother. Appreciate it. He says, hey, guys, I'm ready for football season.
Us too, John, man. Can't wait. First game is actually in a week. First game's in a week. Buffalo and the Rams.
They only have one game on Thursday, or do they have 2?
I think it's 1.
It's just one. Are they 2 Monday? Is that how it works?
It used to be that way. I don't know if it's still that way.
I saw the Mannings are coming back for Monday Night Football.
Yeah, they're doing. Let me take a quick look. Actually, I'm curious. So this year you've got one Thursday night game on opening week, and then Sunday night you've got. Yeah, they used to do 2. I don't know if it was Monday or Sunday night where they would do 2. They're not doing it this year, but it's only 1-1. But the primetime game, well, no, the primetime game is actually really bad. It's a good storyline. Russell Wilson versus old team, the Seahawks, but they should blow them out on Monday.
Yeah.
And then you got the Bucks and Cowboys, which is a rematch of last year for Sunday night.
Yeah. Well,
actually, no, I think it was opening night last year on Thursday.
It might have been. That'll be a good game. We'll watch Tampa Bay whoop their ass.
For sure, man.
That'll be fun. It'd be fun to watch them just
for sure
embarrass them for sure. But yeah, I am definitely ready. Definitely ready for some football. I don't think there's any doubt about that. We got 600 people in here. Do me a favor, hit that thumbs up. It helps out huge. Right there. How many? Let's go to the numbers here. And we got 149 likes and 600 people. Well,
that's not enough.
That ain't enough. Smash the hell out of like. Hit the subscribe, ring the bell. More importantly, make sure you go into the description. Subscribe to the handsome man on my left, I guess. Or is this my right? Well, it's my left arm.
It's your left. It's your left.
On the screen, it's my right. Whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whatever. To me, this guy over here. This guy. Subscribe to him. It's the first thing in the description. We'll be live over there next week as we get ready to play the Titans, and of course, we alternate channels every week, and we will be live week 1 on this channel for the Titans and the Giants, and we'll be ready to rock and roll all season long.
Apparently, I just saw somebody say in the chat, the second week, and I just looked it up. Yeah, the second week there's 2 Monday night games. So I don't know why they did that this year. Week 2, you've got Titans Bills at 7:15, and then you got Vikings Eagles at 8:30. So they're kind of at the same time, which is weird.
What the hell?
Yeah.
How do they both play? So one's on NFL Network, one on ESPN.
One's on ESPN, the other one's on ABC.
But ABC and ESPN are the same network.
Yeah.
I'll be watching the Eagles.
Yeah, you watch the Eagles game.
Yeah, of course. NY Giants, speaking of the Eagles, NY Giants, thank you for the super chat. He says, Eagles got Trey Sermon today. Shaking my head. This is the thing. Trey Sermon didn't do anything with San Francisco. And I know Eagle fans, every time they get a player, they think that like they're the greatest player ever. Like you watch any of their videos, like, oh my God, Trey Sermon, how he's a genius. What a steal. It doesn't matter. You, like Chris said, you could get a McDonald's worker and he'd be like, oh my God, how he's the man. That's just what Eagle fans.
Didn't they go crazy a couple of years ago when they got who's that running back they got from what's his name? Jordan Howard.
Oh, he's a top 5 running back.
Yeah, they were saying he was like a top 5 running back and they got him. But
they have 1 million running backs there.
Yeah.
What the hell is Trey Sermon going to do? They have 1 million running backs. And I love Trey Sermon.
He'll be part of the platoon.
Yeah, he was awesome. He was awesome at Oklahoma. And he was really good at Ohio State too. But I don't know what the hell he's going to bring to Philadelphia. Miles Sanders is better than Trey Sermon is. Yeah. And they have Boston Scott still, as far as I know. And they have
Jalen Hurts. He's probably their best running back.
Jalen Hurts is definitely the best running back. I don't think there's any question about that. They do have another one, and I can't think of their name. But I mean, yeah, I like Trey Sermon as a player. So I hate every damn Oklahoma Sooner goes to the Cowboys or the Eagles. Every freaking one of them. Every damn one. Every damn last one. The only one's not there yet is Kyler Murray or Baker Mayfield. Surprised.
Kalen says you skipped the super chat, so I just want to make sure you don't miss it. It's the one right above the one you just brought up.
Yeah. Kalen, thank you for the super chat. Appreciate it. He says, hi, Thin Chris, and good work on Dumpster Fire, Bad. I guess. Thank you. I was on Dumpster Fire with 5-point vids and urinating tree. That was fun.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah, that was fun. Hopefully we can do that again this year. It was a blast working with those guys. Tree's awesome, man. I always watch his videos. It's funny because you don't see his face in the videos except for the live streams. And because I've been watching 5-point videos, vids, like I saw your urinating tree, and I'm like, oh, that's what he looks like. Like I never knew. So that's cool. Well, I'm looking to get on the main panel when they got urinating tree, Scooter Magruder, and Tom Grossi. That's the one I'm looking to get on. Not that I could say anything because 5-point vids is a Giants fan like me, and what do we have to say to the Steelers, the Cowboys, or the Packers? Not a hell of a lot. You know?
Yeah, but Kalen, thank you very much, Kalen.
Yes, Thin Chris, like a Thin Mint. Chris used to be a tag along, and now he's a Thin Mint, so we're good.
Now I got to become a Tic Tac. I got to get even skinnier.
Mike, thank you, brother. Appreciate you, my man. He says, sucks you lost Blake, but this is a rebuild, Young Guns. I completely agree. It is definitely a rebuild, and you're not rebuilding with middle linebacker. And Chris nailed it earlier. I mean, he said it perfectly. Blake Martinez is a product of Patrick Graham, and Patrick Graham's no longer here. He was brought
here to fit Graham's defense.
Yeah, he was best years when Graham was the linebackers coach at Green Bay, and he came here and he had good years of Patrick Graham, but he's a Patrick Graham guy, not a Wink Martindale guy. And like Chris mentioned earlier and made another great point is Blake Martinez's strong suit is definitely not coverage.
Yeah.
And we're going to need some linebackers to cover, which could be
I don't think it's as detrimental as some fans may think. Let's put it that way. It's not good. I'm not telling you it's good for this year's team. It's not. But do I think it's like a catastrophe? No, I don't think Blake Martinez was going to be very good this year to begin with. He was probably the best of a very weak linebacking core, but
yeah,
it's nothing crazy. I see Burrow saying Knicks opinions. That was a hot topic today because the Cavs traded for
they got Donovan Good.
I tell you right now,
the Knicks should not have got rid of RJ Barrett. Like
I tell you right now,
you know what's funny? I watched CP and I watched.
They were pissed.
Were they, man?
They seemed like they were, or at least the callers were. I was watching.
Oh, the callers were. I thought CP was like he was chilling.
Let's think about this logically. Before I jump into this Knicks thing, when the Knicks traded for Carmelo Anthony, who was a better player, Carmelo Anthony or Donovan Mitchell?
Probably
Carmelo was a top 5 player in the league.
Probably Melo.
Yeah, Melo was an MVP candidate. Like he came to the Knicks, he led the league in scoring. This trade, we would have given up at least as much as we gave up to get Carmelo Anthony to get Donovan Mitchell.
Yeah.
You would have given up 5 first-round picks, 2 of them were pick swaps, and 3 unprotected. You would have given up RJ Barrett. None of the players in that trade.
It made no sense.
RJ Barrett. Like the best player was Danilo Gallinari, who was good, but RJ Barrett obviously has a much higher ceiling than he does.
Yes.
You would have given up, and it would have included Emmanuel Quickly and another young player. So you would have given up at least comparable to what you gave up to get Carmelo Anthony to bring in Donovan Mitchell. You would have traded your best young player. You would have traded 3 unprotected first-round picks and Emmanuel Quickly. What is the point of making that trade? To win 7 games, to sell jerseys, and to destroy any semblance of a future?
Yep.
It made no sense to make that trade.
So I was fine. I was fine with the Cavs giving up all those picks. Jazz have picks coming out of their ears. They got 5 first-rounders for Gobert when he went to Minnesota. Now they got 3 and a couple of pick swaps for Donovan Mitchell. Yeah, the Jazz are rebuild mode for them, but they're doing it right. But yeah, I was like, whatever. The Knicks should as soon as RJ Barrett was mentioned in the deal, no.
Yeah,
it made no sense. Because is RJ Barrett as good as Donovan Mitchell? No, but he's not like he's way worse. I think RJ Barrett has the potential to be an all-star every year.
Yeah, he's
got that ceiling. Yeah. Will he ever be as good as Donovan Mitchell? Probably not, but it's not like he's going to be much worse.
Yeah.
Especially because Mitchell's going to cost how much, and RJ Barrett was $120 million?
And it's really only $100 million. It's $120 million with incentives.
Right.
And if he hits those incentives, he's well worth the $120. It's like getting all NBA and all.
So for once, Knicks fans, the Knicks actually did it right. And I was scared they were going to go after Russell Westbrook because that's something the Knicks do.
Yeah.
They actually did it right this time.
And I did see it. I see people saying about the RJ. I did hear that rumor. I don't know how. I mean, Rose is reporting on it, so I'm going to assume it's true. In July, I did read it. It was before they extended Mitchell Robinson. They offered RJ Barrett, Mitch, and Obi Toppin.
Yep.
And draft picks for him. Thank God. I thank God that didn't go through.
Man,
so
maybe
I'm happy that it worked out the way it did.
Yeah.
There's going to be another Donovan Mitchell, and the Knicks have options. You have like 7 or 8 first-round picks now.
Yep.
You can either A, try to couple a lot of those picks and move up in the draft if there's a player you absolutely love, or B, couple those picks and try to trade it for another player. The thing that I want the Knicks to do this year, and I know it's a giant show, but it obviously is a big, big day for the Knicks. I want the Knicks to trade Randall because I'm not looking at it as a win now team now. I'm looking at it as a team that is trying to develop younger players, whether it be to keep them long-term on the roster or to up their trade value to be able to get another star. So having a young player like Obi Toppin waste away on your bench, playing 10 to 15 minutes a game while Julius Randle is playing doesn't do much good for the future of the New York Knicks.
I think Randall gets traded this year.
They got to find a way to get Obi Toppin minutes. They got to develop him. They got to develop quickly. They got to develop. I don't know why the names escape me. The guy they drafted last year, the guard that
McBride.
No, not McBride. The other one.
Oh,
Grimes.
Quinn Grimes. Right.
Quickly. Barrett. Not Barrett. Toppin. They got to find a way to develop those players, whether it be for the future of the Knicks or to potentially package them in a trade. Like if Toppin goes out there, looks good this year, and averages 17 and 11. All of a sudden, he's worth something in a trade.
Yeah.
If you feel like they got to get Randall off this team. They got to get Toppin minutes.
They'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Hopefully. King John, thank you for the super chat. He says, I don't care who we get. Rib of just do it.
Yeah.
Steve Harden, thank you for the super chat, brother. Appreciate it. He says, Martinez doesn't get voted captain, then misses practice due to personal reasons, then he gets cut. Sounds like there's more to it than Cap. I agree. There's more, and we'll find out in the coming days, I'm sure, exactly what the problem was.
It's definitely more.
It's deeper than just the Cap.
It's not even Cap influence, this decision. Yeah. I really think it's Blake Martinez influence. I don't think he was happy. That's my prediction.
Dashy, $4.20. Thank you for the super chat. 420. Crew, you know what to do. Carew, smoke him because you got him. 420 for Dashy. No Yankees rant today. Lost 2 out of 3. Yeah, I can't rant on the Yankees every day. The Yankees suck. I was about to rant when Aaron Boone said IKF's one of the best defenders. I mean, listen, I can rant on the Yankees every day at this point, but I just don't want to rant every day. I have to feel rants. Like I understand that, people enjoy my rants. It's part of my charm is me getting pissed off. And I'm glad that people appreciate that because those are heartfelt, but I can't just come on here and do it every day. With the Yankees, I really could. I'm pissed off every day, but I'm like, I got to really feel that dash. I got to let that build up for a little bit, and then I just go off. But yeah, losing 4 out of 7 to the Angels and Athletics, terrible. They needed to go 5-2. That all turned around on Saturday night when they led 2-0, and then they gave up a 2-run homer to freaking Stephen Vogt in the bottom of the 10th, and then DJ LeMahieu threw the ball away, and it. And then IKF commits the error, and of course Cole has to give up the homer because why wouldn't Garrett Cole give up a big homer every game?
Yeah, Garrett Cole. I'm sorry, Garrett Cole.
Trash.
He's got not trash, but he's got great stuff. He is not an ace. He is not an ace. Aces don't give up big hits like that in big spots.
He does it every game.
He does it every game.
He does.
But Baddog, I don't mean to brag. I know there's a lot of Yankees fans in here. We just took 2 out of 3 from the Dodgers.
Yeah.
How about the Mets, man?
Yeah. The Mets, I told you, the Mets have turned into the Yankees and vice versa. Somebody mentioned it perfectly. I don't remember, it was on Twitter. They said the Yankees have, and I knew this anyway when you got Cohen, and spend all the money you can. I got no problem with the Mets spending money. The Yankees are good. Because if you have it, spend it. You should do that. That's what an owner's supposed to do. So the Mets are going out and buying everybody they can to compete for World Series. The Yankees are spending just enough money to compete, to be good, but not to win a World Series. And again, the contracts that the Yankees give out, and I know this is a giant show, are stupid because their analytical department sucks, their scouting department sucks. They suck. They don't know how to scout pitching to save their life. And their analytical department brings in IKF. What the hell is IKF here for? He's hitting 261.
That guy
The
cannot.
guy doesn't walk. He's got no power. What are you doing?
He sucks in the field too.
He's terrible. Well, his defensive WAR is 2, which I was surprised.
Well, it was not good the other night.
No, well, he's made a lot of critical errors.
Yeah.
It's not really how many errors you make. It's when you make them. And listen, we made a lot of critical errors. The team sucks.
Yeah.
Mike, thank you for the super chat. Appreciate you. He says, congrats, you guys, Up Tainah Sports and 100K Dizzle. Thank you, Mike.
What's going on? Thank you, Mike. What's going on, buddy?
King John, thank you for the super chat. Appreciate you. He says, I don't care who we have to get rid of. Just do it. Just win. I agree.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, we have to see what, like I said, we have to see what we have to watch it play out in the field. We got to see what he's about. Ayub, thank you for the super chat. Appreciate you. Can't even lie. Eagles are living Giants fan dreams. Well, I don't know if they're living our dreams. They've won one Super Bowl. And
yeah, I'll still take our dreams over their dreams.
Yeah. I mean, they're definitely better than we are right now.
Oh, yeah. They're the best team in the division. They're the favorites and it's not even close. They're the favorites in the division.
Yeah, I agree. I picked them to win the division.
They're not gonna I don't think
it's not like they're gonna win 13 games.
Who knows? I mean, their schedule's really weak, but do I think they're gonna beat the big teams in the playoffs? No. I don't think
they're not beating the Packers. They're not beating the Rams.
Yeah.
They're not beating the Bucks.
Yeah. I don't see them beating those teams.
The Bucks are beating them 31-0 last year after 3 quarters. I mean, they're not there,
Yeah.
And I still think Dallas could give Philadelphia everything that they want more.
Even with the injury to Tyron Smith.
What's that?
They lost their left tackle.
Yeah, they went out and got Jason Peters.
Yeah. We'll see. I mean, the Cowboys have a ton of injuries and departures. It'll be interesting to see how things play out there.
Yeah, I still feel like in the division, I still feel like the Eagles are better than the Cowboys, but not by much. I definitely.
I mean, at the end of the day,
the quarterbacks at the end of the day can make the difference.
Comes down to Hurts. Yeah, it comes down to Hurts.
I think Dak Prescott's a better quarterback than Jalen Hurts by a lot.
I agree with that.
And Dallas still has 2 good running backs.
Yeah.
Zeke can still power his way for the big, the yards he needs. And I think Derek Pollard's a great all-around back. I think he's actually more valuable than Zeke right now. But together they're fantastic. So we'll see. They lost Amari Cooper. That definitely hurts. CeeDee Lamb's got to be the number 1 now. But Gallup is good. The Eagles went out and got A.J. Brown. We'll see. They're the best teams in this division.
No, yeah, that's not even a debate.
We'll see how it works. And I just can't wait for us to be up there. Janice, thank you for dropping a link to my 420 merch. If you want to buy the hottest selling merchandise in my store, which is that 420 merchandise, and the fall is coming up. It's a good time to buy a hoodie or a jacket. I'm just saying that. I don't usually push my merchandise, but it's a good time to buy the 420 merchandise. At this point, I got to get myself my 420 jacket. Roldy, thank you for the super chat. I appreciate it. He says, what up, fellas? Let the rebuild begin. I'm telling you guys, Barkley and Williams is next, not in the future plans. I'm sorry. Barkley, probably not.
Well, they're going to play this year. I don't know if that's what you mean. When he says next, relating.
I think he means next year.
Yeah. We'll see. I mean, there's a good chance. Here's what I'll say, Roldy. Any player that was here before Joe Shane got here, outside of, rare exceptions like McKinney, he's still Thomas, maybe Ojolari, they're on notice. If you don't produce, you're not sticking around. So
I'll be honest, Rolly. I don't think Kenny Galladay's here next year.
I don't think so.
I think they can't wait to rid their hands of that guy.
Yeah, I think
their hands of that guy. They're like, yeah.
Even if Galladay's pretty good this year, which I still think he can be. I'm not gonna read way too much into the preseason. I could see Galladay being all right this year. He doesn't fit the scheme. So I agree with you. If I was had to bet, I don't think Galladay's back next year.
My thing with Galladay was this, and I mentioned this in one of my videos with Kenny Galladay. And I don't know if you watched it, but let me get your take on this. So my take on Kenny Galladay is in Detroit, that Kenny Galladay is not a burner. Yeah. He's not a fast guy. He's a guy that goes up and gets contested catches. He's a guy that goes down the field. You throw the 50-50 ball. He uses his strength and size. He goes up. He high points the ball. He's really good in the red zone for that reason. He makes a catch. Matt Stafford had all the confidence in the world that I can throw that ball up to him in a 50-50 ball. He's going to come down with it. Not a knock on Daniel Jones, but I don't believe Daniel Jones has that trust, not yet anyway, in Kenny Golladay, and refuses to throw a risky pass down the field that could be intercepted on a 50-50 ball, which is why I believe Dable said, take some chances.
Yeah, I think
those two guys need to trust one another for Golladay to succeed.
I think some of it, and we don't know this because we're not in the building. We don't play for the team.
Why not? Why are we not in the building? I understand why we're not in the team. Why are we not in the building?
Be in the building, but
okay,
I think some of that has to do with Joe Judge and Jason Garrett and their conservative approach. I think they instilled it into Daniel Jones's head: limit turnovers, time of possession, and I think that had something to do with the poor connection between Golladay and Jones. Because you're right, that's what Golladay brings to the table. He's a 50-50 guy. You got to give him a chance to go up and get the ball. If there's something he excels at, it's that. And last year we didn't do near enough of it. Some of it comes down to the line. We weren't able to sustain blocks for a long period of time, a lot of the times. But I definitely think some of that falls on Garrett and Judge as well. I think that they were so conservative that they were drilling into Jones's head. We don't want you taking shots. We want you to manage the clock. We want to win time. So I think I'm hoping at least there'll be some better chemistry this year between those two.
Yeah, that's my whole thing.
Can't be worse. Can't be worse.
Can't be worse. No, he had 521 yards and no touchdowns last year. It's terrible. We got to get those likes up there. I'm looking at the numbers. We got 650 in here. Thank you all for being in. 232 likes. We Giants fans, we can do better than 232. That should be 300. Bam! Let's go. 300 likes. Where's my guy Hakeem? You say you're a magician. Make that 300 happen. Let's go, baby. Let's go. But we appreciate you guys being in here. Again, just 9 days away from Giants football. We're 1 week away from regular season football right now. West Virginia is actually beating Pittsburgh, which I'm surprised. I thought Pittsburgh could win this game, but West Virginia, you never know. That's backyard brawl or whatever. But it's a good game right now. College football started this week. I'm excited. I'm always excited for college football. Love it.
Big game on Saturday, Notre Dame and Ohio State.
Yeah, there's that game, and there's Oregon and Georgia. 3:30. It's a good one, too. Yeah. It's a couple of good games. Looking forward to that.
And you usually don't get those week one in college, right? Usually it's a lot of.
Well, week 0 was, even week 1, you don't get a ton. You get a couple of big matchups. Week 0 is the one where they just beat up on everybody. There's really no good games. Yeah. For Oklahoma, it's usually week 2. They'll play like Oklahoma will play like North Dakota State or something like that. So somebody that they usually can beat the hell out of. Oklahoma should have an interesting year with Brent Venables as the head coach. And my Giants 26. Thank you for the super chat. Appreciate it, brother. He says Golladay isn't my favorite. He half-asses routes. Did it last year. He doesn't give 100%. Apparently, he rubbed Dable the wrong way. That should rub any coach the wrong way if you're not giving 100%. That would rub me the wrong way, too. I mean, I'm not even a coach. You see the way I do my videos after they don't play. You see my videos on the Yankees. You don't give 100%. It pisses me off. I don't care if you fail if you're giving 100%. I mean, I want you to succeed. But if you don't give 100%, you're going to fail, and that's going to piss me off twice.
The interesting thing, I almost made a video on it today, and then the Martinez news came out. Interesting. I don't know if this is to make an excuse for Golladay or not, but it came out today that I think Shane told the media that Golladay had surgery this offseason that they just announced, I think today. They didn't go into the specifics of where the surgery was. Maybe Golladay doesn't. Maybe because they don't want teams to know, because they could try to injure him or something like that. But supposedly he had surgery over the offseason, which may at least slightly explain, if it's completely accurate, why it appears he's not going 100% in the practices.
Well, Dable did say that he's done everything they asked him to do. So maybe they asked him not to go 100%.
Yeah. I don't know.
I mean, you don't know. Like I said, I'm not giving up on Kenny Golladay. There's talent there. There's definitely talent there. But again, like you said, we were so damn conservative. Jones probably was scared to throw the ball up to him. Let's see what happens this year. Because Dable said take the chances. the Giants are going to do anything. We're going to have a much more aggressive defense. Or I'm sorry. Well, yes, defense and offense. It's going to be a much more aggressive team.
Yeah.
On both sides of the ball. This playbook is going bye-bye.
Yeah.
It's going bye-bye. We're going to have a different playbook. This might be the playbook this year. It's much bigger, So hopefully it's good with a little pizza sauce on it there. Jonathan Turno, thank you for the super chat, brother. Appreciate it. He says, if Jones is really not the future for the Giants, let's be honest, he stinks. I mean, you're an Eagles fan. I mean, your quarterback sucks. He says, are they hoping he turns into Allen just to make sure before moving on? No. What were they going to do, John? There was no quarterback in this draft class worth taking in the top 7. No quarterback. Did a quarterback even get drafted in the first round?
Yeah,
no.
Pickett.
Well, Pickett went to Pittsburgh at the very end of the first round.
Yeah.
So, no. It was a bad year to take that. You have Daniel Jones on a rookie contract for one last year. They're not hoping he turns into Allen. They're hoping he can be the best version of Daniel Jones, and they're hoping that he gives them a reason to franchise tag him next year. Also,
I think they're hoping he gives them a reason to give him a 7-year extension. But that's what they're hoping. He becomes the next Josh Allen. But realistically speaking, I don't think many people feel that'll be the case. None of us think that. No. I don't think many people, at least in this chat, think that. But yeah, we had no choice. But if you were reasonable and rational this offseason, they made the right decision bringing Daniel Jones back. We had no cap space at all. We had the worst cap situation in the league. Thank you, Dave Gettleman. And there was no quarterback worth drafting that early in the draft. So what did you want the Giants to do?
The other thing is, and Chris mentioned this before, you draft the quarterback, your regime's on the clock.
You're on the clock.
They have a buffer zone this year.
Yeah.
They have it. They've given themselves an insurance year. This ain't going to matter this year. They expected, this isn't our guy. So when they do get their quarterback, that's when they start to become evaluated. Okay, this is your guy. You hitched your start to this quarterback. Daniel Jones, whether that had to do with Joe Judge or Jason Garrett or team, whatever it was, Dave Gettleman hitched a start to Daniel Jones. Daniel Jones has not been a successful quarterback in the NFL as far as wins and losses go. Dave Gettleman don't have a job.
If you're Joe Shane, this is the best situation you could ever step into.
Yeah, Joe Shane's not stupid.
You step into a situation, year one, with a quarterback you had nothing to do with. You had every excuse in the book not to draft a quarterback because he shouldn't have.
Yeah.
And if Daniel Jones turns into Josh Allen, which is very slim, he looks like a freaking genius.
Exactly. If you turn Daniel Jones into a top-tier quarterback, you look like a genius.
Stable. And if he turns out to be Daniel Jones, what we've seen the last 3 years, you wipe your hands clean. You say, all right, I got a year to buff up the rest of the team. I got my right tackle. I got my edge rusher. I cleared up some cap space. I was able to sign a couple of free agents in 2023 to help provide, some help. And now I'm on the clock. Now I have a situation where I have 2 bookend tackles. Yeah. I have wide receivers that are more accustomed to the scheme, an offense that overall that's more accustomed to the scheme.
Get another draft, more cap space. Draft,
free agency. Now I bring in my quarterback. It's perfect.
And you have Tyrod Taylor for another year, so he can be a stopgap. You don't even need to start the rookie quarterback if you don't choose to. And you can beef it up another year before you put the rookie under center in 2024. Joe Shane's not dumb. That's one thing I like about it. Brandon Brown's not dumb. You should know this. He did a good job with the Eagles. Yeah. So we have him. He's an assistant GM. He's got a lot of say in what goes on. So, no. Of course, they hope he turns into Josh Allen, but are they expecting Josh Allen from Daniel Jones? No.
They have no pressure this year, though, because they didn't take Jones.
Right. No, that's the whole thing. They know what the hell they're doing. That's why they are where they are, and that's why we are where we are. Dashy, thank you for the super chat. I appreciate you, but as Marv Levy would say, where else would you rather be than right here? My Ohio State hosts Notre Dame on Saturday, and I'm planning on streaming. Should be a hell of a game, Dashy.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to look at that game. I'm a loose Notre Dame fan, but obviously I'm interested. Obviously, the quarterback, being that I know that's a possibility, I definitely want to check that game out. But I'll be rooting for Notre Dame. It's going to be a fun game to watch.
Saturday is a great day, so I'm going to wake up. I'm going to go to the gym. I'm going to do my shoulders because tomorrow I got my draft tomorrow night. It's a live draft, so I can't go to the gym tomorrow. So Saturday, do that. Come home, I'm going to make my 1.5 cup egg whites, eat my protein pancakes. And I'm just going to watch. My wife's got some birthday party with my kid to go to. I actually said, what is that? She goes, you're not going to that. I'm like, oh, thank you. It's not my kid's party. It's somebody else's party that she worked with or whatever. And I'm like, oh, thank you. I thought I had to go. She's like, you don't have to. You're not going to that. Oh, okay. I'm sitting on my ass all day and watching college football. Unless I decide to stream the Yankees so I can scream at the camera for 3 hours when they play the Rays. I don't know. But I definitely plan on watching a lot of college football on Saturday. I love college football.
Yeah.
Big Daddy. And listen, we have quarterbacks to look at, Giants fans, right?
Yeah.
You got to watch Ohio State, Notre Dame. You got to look at C.J. Stroud.
You got Anthony Richardson. You got Young. You got everybody.
Yeah. Big Daddy, thank you for super chat. Appreciate you, brother. This team's going to look a lot different in 23. Yeah, that's a fact. The problem with that is, Big Daddy, we got to get through 2022. But you're right.
Well, this year, Baddog is about evaluating Jones and the offense as a whole and figuring out which players you're going to push forward with. That's what this year is about at the end of the day.
I agree. Roldy, thank you, brother. I appreciate you. He says, Christopher, meaning I expect Barkley to be traded in season this year. Williams and Galladay gone next season. It's
possible, Roldy. It all comes down to how they evaluate Barkley, whether or not they think he could be a guy here.
And our record.
Yeah, it depends on our record. Yeah, it all depends. But do I think it's a possibility? Yeah. The Giants are 2-6, and Barkley looks like 2018 Barkley. And the Giants come to the realization that they're not going to give him a 4-year extension, which is probably what he's going to warrant. And you could get something for him for a team looking to compete for a Super Bowl. Yeah, you probably would. But let's get there first. So I could see a scenario where he's back. I don't see them giving him a 4 or 5 year deal. I've talked about in the past a scenario where I could see it, but he's got to stay completely healthy before I even start to think about that scenario. So he's got to stay healthy this year. He's got to bounce back. But yeah, I mean, if we're completely out of it at the deadline, not just Barkley, I think there's a number of players on this team.
Leonard Williams could be a guy too. Roll. You mentioned him being gone next year. He could be gone this year.
Yeah, there's a number of guys that potentially could have some value for teams.
Because at Leonard Williams, they can relieve a lot of cap by getting rid of him next year. I think it's like 15 million or something. It's something. It's a lot. We're gonna have like Big Daddy said, it's gonna be way different next year. But unfortunately, we have to go through 2022. We just want to get better. We want to compete. We don't want to be embarrassed. We're embarrassed. Granted, Daniel Jones going down had a lot to do with that. But it's embarrassing when you have minus 10 passing yards for a game against the freaking Bears. It's embarrassing when you're running back-to-back quarterback sneaks on your own 4-yard line because you're trying to get room for the punter. It's embarrassing that's where this franchise is. So even if we do only win 5 games, if you see improvement, if you see these guys are close to winning these games and you're getting better, I'd rather have the Giants are going to go 6-11, and I hope they don't. I'd rather them lose a ton at the beginning of the year,
of course,
and then win like 4 out of their last 7 or something.
Yeah.
Even though everybody at that point be like, you got to tank. So it is what
you can't win. You can't win.
It really you can't win unless you're 11-6.
Yeah,
that's about it. NY Giants, thank you, brother. Appreciate it. Says he half-assed last year. Remember when Jones floated it a little over him and he just stopped? He didn't put his hands
I remember. That was late in the season, but yeah, I remember, and I called him out for it on the live stream. I forgot who it was against, but yeah, he's talking about Kenny Galladay. Yeah, I remember.
Sounds like something Evan Ingram would do too.
Yeah.
King, thank you, brother. Appreciate you. Joe Shane is going to the Ohio. Yes, he is.
Yeah.
Yes, he is.
And people go crazy about that today on Twitter. They're like, "Oh, CJ Stroud." Of course, you're going to look at Stroud. He's the number one quarterback.
They're going to go to Kentucky games. They're going to go to Alabama games. They're going to go to Florida games.
It's not like he's only going there for the quarterback. They literally have probably between those two teams, there's probably 20 prospects that could potentially be first-round picks.
Right. Remember this. There's a couple. They have got a couple of good, really They have a really good wide receivers there too.
Yeah.
But this is the year. Remember, Shane has his own scouting department now. He didn't have that last year. That was Gettleman's guys. This is Shane's guys. So Shane, they're going to take a look at a lot of things. And anytime they go to look at a team with a top tier quarterback, that's going to be the speculation. If they go look at South Carolina, be like, ooh, he's looking at Spencer Rattler. Yeah. So it is what it is. They're going to look at a lot of and they should. They're going to look at a lot. They have to. You have to cover all your bases. You have to at least acknowledge as a fan that it's a possibility. I will say this. I'm glad that they're going to game 1 and not just looking at the Senior Bowl for two series and go, that's our quarterback.
Yeah.
And we're glad that they're not doing that. Dire Giants fan, thank you, brother. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. I used to be an apologist. Now they annoy me. If DJ gets 3+ seconds on average to throw the ball and takes a sack instead of throwing it away, I'm done. I've been done. Prove me wrong, DJ. I'm in the same boat.
I think that's most fans that are. I don't know if I want to use the word done, but I think most fans are like, you need to prove it to me now, DJ. This is it. So I think that's most fans, Dyer, in at least with the last part of your point. Prove it. Yeah. Like, it's now or never. This is it. Shit or get off the pot.
It won't matter. There's always going to be some Giants fans like, oh, they didn't give him this, they didn't give him that. They didn't give, and I agree.
Well, it doesn't matter. This is
it doesn't matter.
It's the last year on his contract. Doesn't matter. He's got to do it.
Yep, this doesn't matter. And you know what? I guess we'll look at it this way. If Daniel Jones isn't a Giant next year and he doesn't end up starting on another team, I guess you'll know what other teams think of his talent, correct?
Yeah.
Because if this is just a Giants issue with Daniel Jones, somebody would say, oh, we'll take Daniel Jones as a starter because we know we got a better team around him.
Yeah.
But if he goes and he sits behind Kirk Cousins in Minnesota or wherever, then you'll know, well, nobody really thought of him as being a starter. Nobody wants to pay the guy starter money because that's what's going to have to happen. You're going to have to pay Daniel Jones $30 million a year.
Or he could get like a Bridgewater type deal when he signed with the Panthers. Like I could see, or something like that. But we'll see. I mean, we'll see. We'll see how he does this year, and then we'll realize.
My hope is that the Giants need to franchise him.
That'd be great. That'd be great.
Rob, thank you, brother. Appreciate it. He says, not mad about the Martinez cut. If it's an evaluation year and we're competing for a Super Bowl, why not use the young guys, see what we got? That's where I am, Rob. I feel the same way. He's not the future. And ripping off Band-Aids, you're rebuilding. You have to, like I said in the video today, when you are building a team, when you're building anything, you start with the foundation. With the Giants, they didn't really tear up the foundation. They've always had that weak foundation, kind of the line of scrimmage is a weak foundation. But they've got to never fix that foundation. Yeah. You have to literally go down and dig everything the hell out of there and lay the foundation. Blake Martinez is not part of the foundation. Blake Martinez is part of like the above.
If we're being honest, Baddog, I didn't think Blake Martinez was coming back at the start of the offseason. I was happy when I found out that he was willing to take that big of a pay cut and restructure his contract. But if you would have told me before the start of the offseason, I would have been like, probably not. I didn't think he was coming back. So I'm surprised because it happened
the way they did it now. But yeah, if he didn't come back this like at the beginning of the year,
at the beginning of the offseason, I almost expected it.
The timing was weird.
Yes, the timing was weird.
Jonathan, thank you for the super chat. Appreciate you. Volpe is being promoted to triple. Yes, and they brought up Oswaldo Peraza today. So
Peraza came up today. Starting to push their prospects.
Well, it's September 1st. You get the calls.
Yeah.
But yes, Volpe should be up soon. Peraza, I like Cabrera. What the hell's the difference? You might as well look at these guys now because the guys that the Yankees put on the field suck anyway. So you might as well let the kids play. John, thank you for the super chat, brother. Appreciate it. Shane continues to clean out Gettleman signings. Good for him. Only question is, how is Zeman still on the roster over Roche is the one problem I have. Scheme is the only thing I could think.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I understand it. Roche is a fan favorite. Everybody seems to love Roche. I like Roche. I was happy when we got him, and everybody does not like Zimenez. I understand that, but we got to let these coaches do their job. We got to let the GM do their job. If we're gonna give these guys a fair opportunity, you can't go crazy about back end of the roster guys. I mean, if we're being honest with ourselves, if Roche was that good,
he would have won the job easily.
Wouldn't he have been claimed?
Yeah.
Not one team claimed him.
True.
Like, let's be honest with ourselves. If Roche was that good, 31 other teams had the opportunity to pick him up after the New York Giants didn't put him on their roster. Not one claimed him.
Good point.
So, like, I wanted Roche to get the job, but
that's because he's going against Zimenez.
It's like not like the end of the world. Like if they feel Zimenez fits the scheme better, whatever. I'm not going to go crazy about it.
Zimenez will probably be hurt by week 4, and you're going to see him anyway. Percival, thank you for the super chat. Can we pull an upset week 1 to stop Henry? Their D is injured. Absolutely. I've said before, easier said than done. You stop Derrick Henry, and when the force 3rd and long and blitz Tannehill, force some turnovers, put your offense in plus territory, yes, we can pull that out. The Titans are not scary if you take away Derrick Henry, especially with A.J. Brown not there now. But they do have Derrick Henry, and Mike Vrabel's a good coach, and that's a pretty good team. They've been in the playoffs I don't know how many years in a row. They've made the AFC Championship game. But I think we lose ugly. I said I believe we're going to lose like 20-13, 20-16. But if those two things happen, we stop Derrick Henry and we win the turnover battle, that is definitely a stealable game for us, in my opinion.
Yeah. For me, the way I look at that, because that's all I've heard now for weeks from everybody. Well, all you have to do is stop Derrick Henry. That's all you have to do.
Easier said than done, but that is really
easier said than done.
It's just like losing weight. It's easier said than done. You know what you have to do to lose it, but can you lose it? Well,
all you have to do is stop by far the best running back in the NFL. Like that's like saying stop Pat Mahomes. Like he's their quarterback essentially. That's what the offense revolves around. So it's one of those things that's like it's a simple game plan, but it's not easy to execute. Yeah. But yeah, sure. If the Giant, to me, it comes down more to the offense than the defense, though, because you have to keep your defense fresh. Because Henry's the type of guy, as the game progresses, if the Titans are dominating the time of possession, he is going to steamroll you.
It's going to be impossible.
In the 4th quarter, he's going to steamroll you.
Yeah.
So to me, it comes down actually more to the offense sustaining drives, 3rd down conversion, staying on the field, not allowing the Titans to dominate the time of possession, so the defense could stay fresh in the 4th quarter. Because you may hold Derrick Henry to 40 yards rushing in the first 3 quarters, and then he'll just barrel you over in the 4th if your defense starts to wear down. So I think the offense is very important in that game.
West Virginia, I just had threw a pass right to the wide receiver. He dropped it, tipped it up in the air. Pittsburgh returned for a touchdown. Frank, thank you for the super chat. He says Martinez cut. Yeah, we've been talking about that for an hour. Why he was cut. Just he's not part of the future. And that was why they cut him. That's really it. I mean, like I said, Chris and I both made videos on it. You want to check them out. We go into detail why we think that he's cut. And we did talk about that for like the first hour. But I mean, what are the things when you used to Cliff Notes? The Cliff Notes is he's just not part of the future. And it's a rebuild year. And Joe Shane's not rebuilding with Blake Martinez. C Justice, thank you for subscribing. Appreciate it. Says new subscriber. I appreciate that. Good hat, by the way. Good hat, my man. Yankees all the way.
Even better sheet cover.
Yes, it is. But thank you for subscribing. Also, see, make sure you're still in the chat. I know my chat's a little behind. Go in the description. Make sure you subscribe to Chris over here because we'll be on his channel next week doing the same show. We alternate channels. We do the games together too, so you can want to tune in for the game streams. The chat's lit in here. But yes, your hat is good. I like the hat. Yankee fan too. So good man. Mike, thank you for the super chat, brother.
Good hat. Good hat. Good hat.
Mike's got a good hat. Yes, he does. People like this hat all the time. Like Baddog, let me get your hat. I'm like, I my taste sucks. All my hats, everybody wants, somebody got for me. Like somebody bought this for me. And of course, LA Lou had this made for me. Everybody always wants those hats. Nobody ever asks for like the hats I buy.
It is a cool hat.
I'm old. I don't know the style. Nobody's like
that. Like the throwback hat. It is a good hat.
Yeah, it's a good one. Mike, thank you, brother. He says all GMs are looking at all these. Yeah. You don't think that Howie Roseman's looking at college quarterbacks? Of course he is.
They all are. Yeah. I mean, not all of them. I shouldn't say that, but most of them.
I mean, Kansas City's probably not.
Yeah, Buffalo's probably not. Cincinnati's probably not.
Right.
The Chargers.
Las Vegas, wherever the hell they play. Los Angeles, the Chargers, they're not.
Yeah, but pretty much every other team.
Arizona's not now. They gave Kyler Murray.
Yeah, they gave Kyler Murray a big contract. But most teams are.
Dallas is definitely looking. Things like that sucks. Johnny, thank you, brother. Do you guys think Galladay is just cursed from playing in Detroit? Even Tate wasn't the same. Dynamic duo Jefferson and Rager. How ironic is that? Jalen Rager.
Galladay suffered an injury too. I mean, like 2019, he had a huge year. And then I think in 2020, he had an injury. So that could have something to do with it. He's been injury plagued throughout his whole career. I don't know. I'll give Galladay the year and evaluate him this year, but I don't think it has anything to do with him playing in Detroit.
Quarterback, maybe situational football. They are more aggressive offensively. We weren't. I thought Tate wasn't bad here. Tate ran into problems. Tate had a bad attitude here, and Tate got suspended for a few games for using some illegal substance.
Tate's first year, actually, he was pretty good.
He was pretty good. When we went to the Jets game, I remember he took a 6-yard slant to the house.
Yeah, I'm gonna pull up his stats right now. I know he was suspended that year. I think he missed 4
That's what I'm
games.
saying. He missed games because of the illegal substance. It wasn't even PEDs. It was just something.
Yeah, so all right, so I'm gonna give you his stats. He started in 10 games. He played 11, but he started in 10. So in 10 games, he had 676 yards and 6 touchdowns.
Yeah, that's not bad.
That's
about a 1,000-yard season over the course of the season.
1,010.
10, yeah.
So he
wasn't bad.
Yeah,
he wasn't bad. It's just kind of Joe Judge is just everything fell apart with him.
Yeah,
everything fell apart with him. Joe Judge made me put a damn bag in my head, which a lot of subscribers are probably like, I wish Joe Judge was still there. I'd rather look at the bag than Baddog's head, especially our guy Stephen Lilly. But that's the main. That's for all the new subscribers that go to my channel. That's the video up there is the target bag in the head, because that's one of that. Listen, I don't usually laugh at my own videos. It's rare that I make myself. I laughed at that one. That made me laugh. I was like, that's pretty funny. I had to put a damn bag on my head. Elvis, thank you for the super chat, brother. Appreciate you. He says, Dog, Chris, at this point, I wouldn't mind skipping quarterback in the draft if the perfect isn't there for an extra year. I use the draft picks to get a better team, then go quarterback the year after. Thoughts? I'll let you start. No.
It's all dependent on circumstance, Elvis. You never, I'll continue to say this, you never force a quarterback pick. Mm-hmm. Never. That doesn't necessarily mean you stick with Jones. Depending on how you feel about him, depending on how he plays this year, you could go the stopgap route. But you never just take a quarterback to take a quarterback. It's what the worst teams do. The Browns did it for years. The Jets did it for years. The worst team, that's what the worst teams do. So if you're going to take a quarterback early in the draft, you have to be sold on him.
Yeah.
Period. And the good news is there are some prospects in this draft that many feel, at least as of now, should be quarterbacks that you'll be sold on. The question is, will we be picking high enough when there's a lot of teams that are going to be craving quarterbacks? But could I foresee a scenario where we don't take a quarterback next year? 100%. 100%. Depending on where we're picking in the draft, depending on how Jones plays, depending on how they feel about the quarterback crop. Yeah, you don't force a quarterback ever.
Yeah, pretty much what I was going to say. A lot of that has to do with where we're picking. If we're picking in the top 10, we're probably going quarterback because it means we'd have a terrible year and Jones ends up coming back. But if Jones plays above average and we win 7 or 8 games and we're picking 15th and all those quarterbacks are gone and you don't have capital to trade up or you don't want to trade up when you're rebuilding, Chris is right. You can't just force one unless when you draft the quarterback, you have to say to yourself, this is our quarterback for the next 15 years.
Yeah.
That's what you need to be looking at. This guy, it's not, he's going to be a good quarterback for 4 years. You want to say, this guy's our quarterback for the next 15 years. That's what we're drafting. We're drafting a quarterback we think can win Super Bowls and go to the Hall of Fame when you're picking that early in the draft in a quarterback. So I think a lot of it has to do with where we pick. But if we're picking top 10, I do think we're going quarterback.
Yeah, I agree. Top 10, assuming that the general consensus is at year's end that this is a strong quarterback class, we're going quarterback. I agree.
Yeah, I agree. NY Giants, thank you, brother. DJ would flourish in New Orleans. Change my mind.
He'd be better.
Yeah, I don't know if he'd flourish anywhere.
He'd be better. I will agree there. I mean, I don't know about now that Sean Payton's gone, but when Sean Payton was there, they had a great offensive line. So he'd be better.
Yeah, I think he's better in a lot of places, but flourish, I don't know if he can flourish anywhere.
Maybe. We don't know yet. We'll see.
You're right. We don't know yet.
Yeah.
I wish he flourished here. That's really where I want him to flourish, because we win some damn games. It'd be freaking nice to win some damn games. I'm sick of losing. Cortez, thank you, brother. Appreciate it, my man. Brilly says a stopgap year with Tyrod. Pour me some shots.
I don't see Tyrod being a stopgap option. I don't see Tyrod. I see Tyrod being a mentor option if you draft a quarterback. If we're not drafting a quarterback, I don't see Tyrod Taylor being the Giants starter. they are going to bring in somebody better than Tyrod Taylor.
Yeah, but you might not start him right away.
No, if we draft a quarterback, I'm saying if the Giants come to the conclusion next year, we're moving off Jones, but we're not drafting a quarterback, they're going to bring in a better quarterback than Tyrod.
Oh, that I agree with.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
When I say stopgap or whatever, I mean the guy that'll hold the spot for the rookie. That's what I mean by stopgap. I don't mean that he'll be our starter while we look for something else. I agree with Chris. If we don't draft when we're bringing in somebody and Tyrod Taylor backup, but my opinion was this is the way I'm looking at the season. We're drafting a quarterback.
Yeah, that's why I said.
And this could definitely change, but my foreseeable future was we're drafting a quarterback. Tyrod Taylor will start next year for 6 to 8 games or whatever they feel like the rookie's ready, depending on where we are, and then they put him in there. That's just the way I'm looking at it.
My definition of stopgap is you don't draft a quarterback. Stopgap is like Kerry Collins. He was a stopgap. He was a 2 or 3 year.
Kurt Warner.
He was. Tyrod is a mentor. That's what he is on this team for. If he is the starter next year for this team for 4 or 5 weeks, it's going to be to mentor the young. What he did everywhere else, what he did with the Chargers, what he did with the Browns. When they drafted young quarterbacks. So I think that's going to be his role next year if we draft a quarterback.
Yeah. Duncan, thank you, brother. Appreciate it. His last name is Hennessy. Giants fans are going to be drinking a lot of that this year. He says, after saying restructure earlier, it's awesome to see commitment to the right way to build. Titans Pro Bowl offensive or outside linebacker torn ACL.
Yep.
How do we do week 1 now? I don't think the linebacker, I think
it matters. It matters.
Right, but you mentioned it. We have to stop Derrick Henry. That's just if we stop Derrick Henry, we're in the turnover battle. We're going to be okay.
Yeah, it matters, but I'm still picking the Titans.
Yeah. Well, at the end of the day, to me, I feel like if we can stop their offense, they're not going to score a lot. If we can stop Derrick Henry, I feel like we can put a. If they can shut down Derrick Henry, I think this defense can hold them to 10 to 13 points, and there's no reason we can't get out with a 16 to 13 win or 16 to 10 or 13 to 10. Yeah. I think that we could do something.
If we're going to win week 1, it's going to be ugly.
Yeah, and I think we're going to lose. If we lose, it's going to be ugly. I don't think either one of these teams is.
It's going to be a grinded out game.
They're not aesthetically pleasing to look at.
Yeah,
the Tennessee Titans they're an old school football team. They're a smash mouth football team. They're not going to throw the ball all over the yard. They're going to use their big, bruising, future Hall of Fame back to try to wear down the Giants' defense and rule the time of possession. And Wink Martindale's job is to say, I don't think so. We're going to put Tannehill in 3rd and longs. We're going to blitz his ass. We're going to make him turn the ball over. And then the Giants' job is to get Saquon Barkley to run the ball and give Daniel Jones. It's going to be like the same game plan. The Giants have to run Saquon Barkley and give Daniel Jones 3rd and manageable. Because if Daniel Jones in 3rd and long, he's going to get his ass kicked because our offensive line is no good.
Yeah.
So I think both teams going with the same game plan. Stop the run, win the turnover battle. We're winning the game.
Yeah.
It's just the Titans have a much better line and a much better running back than we do.
Yeah.
Barkley may be more talented than Derrick Henry.
Henry's the better running back.
But Henry's more established.
Yeah, Henry's the better running back.
Yeah, I like I said, talent doesn't make you better. It just makes you more talented.
Yeah.
But we'll see. Donovan, thank you, brother. How about Jimmy G staying with the 49ers? That was...
Yeah, I mean, for Jimmy G, I think it's great, personally. And I know a lot of people would say, oh, he should have signed on with Seattle. He would have gotten a chance to start. If I'm Jimmy G, Baddog, I look at this situation. I say to myself, I get to sit in San Francisco now, hold a clipboard. Yep. I make $6.5 million with the possibility of making $20 million. And if Trey Lance struggles, I get to come in and be the hero. And then next year, I hit free agency and I get to sign a huge contract. And even if I don't get to come in, I'm still going to hit free agency next year, and somebody's going to sign me to be a starter.
Right.
And I think it's the perfect situation for Jimmy Garoppolo. As far as, because if he went to Seattle, he was going to fail. He was going to fail miserably with Seattle. Their offensive line's a complete joke. He was going to be there. So I think it's actually beneficial for Jimmy Garoppolo to stay there for a year. Trey Lance, however, I don't know if it's the best for him. A young quarterback, you're now bringing back the quarterback that has led the 49ers to a Super Bowl appearance and an NFC title appearance, and you're bringing him back to be the highest paid backup in the NFL. You're telling me that that's the best situation for Trey Lance.
Yeah, he's got a lot of pressure.
And he's with a win now team. It's not like he's with the Giants.
Or
Like
the
he's with
Jets.
a team that was this close to going to the Super Bowl last year, that still, even though this is Trey Lance's first year as a starter, they have expectations to be deep into the playoffs this year.
Yep.
So if the 49ers start 0-3 and you have Jimmy Garoppolo, a guy that's led you to the Super Bowl, that's led you to the NFC title game, sitting on your bench, like Trey Lance is going to be looking over his shoulder. So,
definitely, because they can say, well, we're going to start Jimmy G because Trey Lance is going to be here for the next few years. We want to win.
Yeah, so like, if I was a 49er fan, I don't love that because I want Trey Lance obviously to be my future guy. I don't think that that's necessarily the best situation for him, but for Garoppolo, I think it's great.
Yeah, I agree. Tom, thank you for the super chat, my friend. Appreciate it. 235-pound Chris is Joe Judge. The new Chris is Aaron Judge. That's true. Aaron Judge is an MVP. Joe Judge is, I don't know, Dumpster Fire Joe is what his name is. Let's get 400 likes in here, guys. Get 600 people in here still. Thank you for hanging out. Appreciate you. Thank you for hanging out. 600 people. Let's get 400 likes for about 45 away. Smash the hell out of thumbs up. It helps out the stream. Huge. It's free. It don't cost anything. It doesn't cost anything to hit the subscribe either. So while you're hitting the thumbs up, you might as well hit the subscribe and ring the bell. And then after you do all that stuff, what you really need to do is go into the description and click the link to this guy's channel, the Up Tainah Talkin Sports, because we're going to be over there next week as we get ready for football that counts.
Can't wait.
Giants.
Can't wait.
Titans.
Can't wait. Gonna be a lot of fun.
We have a long weekend this weekend, right? So
yeah,
we're gonna come back on Tuesday. Well, I mean, I gotta go to work on Tuesday, but I'm saying those are 3 days that are gonna fly by because the weekend always does.
Oh yeah.
And then before you know it, it'll be Thursday. And
Thursday, you're gonna have the Bills.
Thursday or Friday night, we'll be doing Talking Giants. And the next thing you know, cheers Sunday.
Let's rock and roll.
And then the Giants are gonna pull off an upset, and everybody's gonna be like, "Yeah, we're over 5. Just win it."
I am begging to have the opportunity to do a victory shot on Sunday.
Yeah, I have to go get my scotch. Giants, I implore you. I'm looking right at you. New York Giants, please. Just win the opening game. I don't really care what you do the rest of the year. You've won one opening season game in the last 12 years. You have not been over 500 at any time since the end of the 2016 season. Just win this game so we can go, oh my God, we're over 500. We are in first place. Please, just for a week. Just give us a week. Just give us a little taste.
I got a question for you. You know when you go into the liquor store or when you go into a hotel and you go into the hotel fridge and they got those little shot bottles, like you'll have like the little Jägermeister and you have the little whatever. Yeah. When I go to the liquor store, should I go there and get one of those in anticipation for how many wins the Giants will win this year? Or should I get like a legitimate bottle?
I'm getting a legitimate bottle of scotch, but it's got nothing to do with the Giants. I just need a good bottle of scotch. It's really all
the last couple of years, I'm going to be honest with you, I could have just taken one of those hotel bottles and it would have filled me up for the whole season.
I'll tell you what, when we were 6-10, I drank a lot of that scotch. It was feeling pretty good. Last year, I ran out of scotch. I didn't need it for the last 6 weeks of the season anyway.
Yeah.
Cortez, thank you for the super chat, brother. Appreciate it. Says Barkley's too injury prone to have majority step. Well, I mean, you might as well give him the majority steps. Doesn't matter if he gets injured or not now. If he gets injured, he ain't here next year anyway. It's not our problem. So run him into the ground. Kind of like the Cowboys did to DeMarco Murray.
Barkley's getting work this year, and he wants to. He's a free agent next year. He needs to produce. So
you can't.
I'm not saying he's going to get 25 carries a game, but he's going to get his work. I think he's going to catch between 4 to 7 balls a game, and I think
20 to 25 touches a game.
I think he's going to get at least 20 touches every game. I'll say that right now.
Dominic, thank you, brother. Appreciate it. We called up Perazzi. I mentioned it earlier. Looking good, Chris.
Thanks, Dominic, man. Thanks for popping in, buddy.
Looking good. Almost like this close to under 200 pounds.
Yeah.
Listen, man, it's going to be a good year, right? Chris got under 200 pounds. I reached 100,000 subscribers. Giants got to win week 1. Come on, Shea and Daboll, the combination. Shea Bowl.
Let's go.
1-0. 1-0. Believe it, and it will happen.
Michael Strahan.
# WBC. Winning builds culture. Can I get that in the chat, please? Can I get a hashtag WBC? Winning builds culture. I might, the players' culture this, players' culture that. No. Winning builds culture. Doesn't matter what the players do. Winning builds culture. Tommy, thank you. Appreciate it, brother. The least talked about part of the team seems to be the tight end. I'm curious to see how our staff schemes that position. Sign Shockey. I don't know what Shockey's doing these days.
Yeah, that ain't happening. But but as far as the tight end, I mean, it's talked about, but I just feel like there's so many other more important positions where we have holes, so that's why it kind of goes overlooked at times. But it's certainly talked about. I mean, right now we only have 2 tight ends on the 53-man roster. After we cut what's his name, Tanner Hudson. I think he's now back on the practice squad. I think somebody told me that, but right now in the 53-man roster, all we have is Bellinger and Myrick. So I think we'll add another tight end, but it's obviously a weakness of this team. But we have so many other weaknesses that it's, pick a position. We got a weakness for the most part.
This is true. And the other thing is, I don't think the tight end was a big offensive player in the Buffalo scheme anyway. Probably more so there to block. But Bellinger's done a good job. I mean, Bellinger skyrocketed right to, not that he had a lot of competition, but Bellinger's done everything they asked. He's got pretty good hands. I know he did drop the pass, though. That was him, right? The
interception.
Yeah. But yeah, I think they'll add somebody else. Obviously, they cut Austin Allen. I don't think Austin Allen came back to the practice squad. Ricky Seals-Jones, all that
Austin
stuff.
Allen's on the practice squad.
Who is?
Austin Allen is.
Oh, he is on the practice squad. Okay.
Yeah.
I couldn't remember if he came back or not. Dominic, thank you, brother. Appreciate you. He says, Tainah went from eating snacks to looking like a snack. The era of sexy Tainah has begun. Well, Asia has been calling him the sexy Tainah for years.
Once we hit 170, you could start calling me sexy Tainah. We got to hit the goal first.
We can call him smaller Tainah from now.
Yeah, thinner Tainah.
Thinner Tainah. The thinner Tainah. Thinner Tainah talking sports here. But yeah, man, I'm looking forward to week 1. I mean, I enjoy the summer. I love the summer. I don't ever hurry the summer by. I really like the beginning of the summer when the Yankees are actually a good team. That was a lot of fun. I love July, even though it's extremely busy because I have a million birthdays, including my own, my anniversaries. It's insanely busy. Luckily, it's not busy sports-wise for like YouTube. Like, luckily for me, everything calms down after July because there's nothing. My sister's birthday's in September. My nephew's birthday's in October. But other than that, it's like nothing's in November outside of Thanksgiving. And my mother-in-law's December. But there's not a lot goes on. July, forget it. April, forget it. There's May, June. Those are ridiculous. So I don't hurry the summer by, but it always flies by. August really seemed like it was 2 weeks long. We're already in September.
Yeah, it flew. It definitely flew.
And we are ready for football. And I am definitely looking forward to some football. Samuel, my friend, I'm not even going to try to say the last name. Thank you for the super chat. He says, we are playing the season to lose. Sick of this.
I don't think we're playing the season to lose. I understand why you think that, Samuel. But I think that they're prioritizing evaluation over. I think they realize where they're at in the process. I don't think they're tanking. I don't think they're going out there intentionally trying to lose games, but they value experience for younger players over trying to get veterans. Let's put it that way, because they realize where they are in the process.
Yep. Yeah, I don't think that they're trying to lose, but we're trying to build. We have to rebuild. This is a rebuilding year, Samuel. I don't think anybody's expecting us to win a Super Bowl. Like, it's not like we're going to go out there, like Chris said, and blow the games on purpose, but we're building for the future. The future's not here yet. We had to start over because Gettleman put us in a precarious situation, which sucks. And Shane and Dable and Brandon Brown, they've got to start getting rid of these Gettleman guys who did not win. We talked about it before. I'm just guessing you're saying that because of the Blake Martinez thing. Blake Martinez was a Patrick Graham guy. He's not a Wink Martindale guy. He's coming off a torn ACL, and he's just not part of the future. So I think that was a big reason that they got rid of him. I don't think it's because they're trying to lose. I also don't think that,
I'm going to tell you, honestly, a team that I think is trying to lose, because I don't think we're one of those teams. I think the Seattle Seahawks are trying to lose. I really do. Geno Smith is their starting quarterback.
No, yeah, they're trying.
Like you're telling me and I'm not. Maybe I'm sure he was better than Locke in training camp. But you're telling me that they felt he was the best possible quarterback they could have had this year to start for their football team. Seattle's a team where I think you could say they're probably trying to lose. I don't think the Giants are trying to lose.
Yeah,
but
I mean, is Blake Martinez the difference between us winning 5 and 12 games?
No. I think
is he a difference maker?
I think they see value in giving their younger players more burn and seeing if they could grow throughout the course of the season. That's what I think it is.
Yeah, I agree. Simon, thank you for the super chat. He says, "What up, fellas? Cheers to losing Mass. I'm down 50. Sweet. Giant fans are getting in shape this year. I know.
That's awesome, Simon.
It is awesome. It's a lot of hard work. I say this all the time because I get this sometimes. People say, "Oh, you're egotistical. It goes to this and it." I'm not egotistical. I mean, I think I'm better than people. Don't think I'm better than anybody, but I know how hard it is to get in shape because I have weighed 230 pounds, 240 pounds. I know how that grind is. I know how hard it is, the dedication to eating better, to losing weight. It's a basic concept, but actually to do it is difficult. Anybody that loses weight, I'm always congratulating them, tell you keep kicking ass. I'm your biggest supporter when you lose weight. I know that shit's hard.
Yep.
And I commend anybody that wants to live their life healthy like that. And good for you, man. Keep it up. I don't know what your goal is. I don't know if you reached it or not, but I can tell you this. If you did, set another goal or maintain. If you got to like the lowest point, you like the best point you want to be, maintain it. But you always have to live. You have to maintain a life. You have to live a lifestyle. That's what my life is. My lifestyle is I can eat what I'm eating for the rest of my life and not have a problem with it. I can do that every day in my life and not have a problem. I'm not going to fall off. It's not like a keto diet where I'm completely eliminating carbs. You can't do that for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
It's not going to work. So find a diet that you can do for the rest of your life and enjoy it and keep kicking ass. It's a great thing, man. You probably feel way better. You probably have more confidence. You feel better. You look better.
Tell you right now, for me personally, man,
it's a good thing.
I'll be the first to say it, man. I'm not going to say I was like clinically depressed, but I was in a bad way, man. When I weighed myself and I weighed what I did, and it was a big wake-up call. And yeah, man, I feel a lot better about myself. I feel a lot more confident. You wake up in the morning and you're excited. You're like, let's check the scale. Let's see if we dropped another half pound.
Yeah.
Let's go out there. Let's get to the gym. Let's keep going. Let's keep working. Let's keep striving to better ourselves every day. That's what it's all about. And I think once you get in that routine,
it is a routine.
It's infectious. It becomes your obsession, which is a good thing.
Trust me, I know.
Yeah.
I know about the obsession. I know all too well. But the other thing is, people say, hey, did you lose weight? Hey, you look good. Hey, good job. It makes you feel better. So in turn, you want to do even better. And that's the thing. But the other thing is, for you younger guys, you may not think about it, but as you get older, the weight gets harder to lose. And you don't want to be 62. Like for me, I'm 46. I have a 5-year-old son. I don't want to be 62 years old and retired and be having to roll around in a wheelchair. I can't be active because I'm in bad shape and I'm just sitting around doing nothing. Like I want to enjoy my life. I work my whole life so I can retire and enjoy what's left of my life. That's why plus I love fitness anyway. I'm just a fitness guy, but I look at myself and go, I want to be in really good shape when I'm 60, 62, so that I can do the things when I have time to do them. I want to be able to travel. I want to be able to still throw the football around my kid or go on a bike ride or run or swim or something. I still want to be active, but if you don't think about that stuff, before you know it, your life gets away from you. You're 64 and you're 290 pounds or 340 pounds and you can't do anything. You can't climb up a flight of stairs.
Yeah.
I just don't want that for me. So it's more about your health, because we always get older and it gets more difficult trust me, I know I'm 46. There's some days I feel like I can conquer the world. And there's some days I'm like, my brain's like, yo, asshole, you're 46. You got to calm down a little bit. Tom, thank you, brother. Appreciate it. Is Tainah single or looking? I'm asking for a friend.
I'm single. I'll be looking when I hit 170.
You're always looking.
I'm always looking, but we will go from looking to
cooking. Looking, cooking. Chris is looking, cooking,
spinning,
cooking healthy food though, ladies. Get it with the program.
Popping, working, twerking. I can't.
Yeah, he might be doing a little twerking. The Giants win 10 games. I don't think we'll do that to the people on the channel.
Yeah.
We lose all of our viewers if we started twerking, but there may be some really bad dancing if the Giants ever do win 10 games. I can tell you that. Rolly, thank you, brother. Appreciate you. For me, progression from second year and rookie players is what the season's all about, not wins. Why? Because you're on a good team. In rebuild mode, in words of Shane, we're trying to survive. You're absolutely right.
I agree with you. I mean, I'm not going to fully agree with you, Rolly, but I agree with your general point. Like on game day, Rolly, and I think you agree with me on this, Rolly.
We want to win.
We want to win. We want them to go out there. We want them to win. We're going to be excited. At least me, and I can't speak for you, Rolly. I can't speak for everybody in the chat. We want them to win. But if you tell me what's the general overall goal for this 17-game season, how do you measure success? I'm as deflating as this may sound to some people, I'm not going to measure success this season strictly off the record. Let's put it that way. It's like you said, it's about growth, and it's about building hope for the future seasons. That's what this year is mainly about for me.
Yeah, I completely agree. It's about getting better and developing the rookies so that they can go forward next year and we can get better next year. If we can surprise and win 9 or 10 games, that'd be amazing. But if you're being realistic with yourself and you're looking at this roster and you're saying to yourself, this roster was terrible for years under Gettleman and 80% of it's the same and we couldn't add anybody big, you hope that Thibodeau and Neal are awesome and Wandale Robinson are awesome. But are the draft picks and the guys that Shane brought in here, are they 6 games better than we were last year? Is Dable is he 6 games better than Joe Judge? I mean, I understand we didn't have Daniel Jones in the last 6 games. I understand that Joe Judge was a train wreck of epic proportions, but I don't know, man. This roster's lacking talent.
Yeah, I could see people talking themselves into it. I can.
It's because it's September.
If we stay healthy, we play a soft schedule. We had a ton of injuries last year. We have an improved offensive scheme. I could see people talking themselves into it because there's days I wake up and I talk myself into it.
Yeah, I know. I do.
But I'm going to go realistic and I'm going to realize not everything's going to break right. It's not.
It's football.
Not everything's going to break right. We're not going to get every bounce. But I hope I'm wrong. I hope we get lucky. I hope we surprise and win 10 games, but we'll see.
I do too. Johnny Letourneau, thank you for the super chat. Appreciate it. Baddog and Chris, we're all in the same boat with the quarterbacks. With Hurts, he needs to be more accurate in conjunction with everything how you put around him. Yeah, Jalen Hurts has no excuses. I don't like when people make these excuses for Daniel Jones, but they're legitimate. Jones has had terrible coaching, number of coaches, number of offensive coordinators, terrible offensive line, terrible wide receivers, terrible tight ends, a running back that's constantly hurt. Jones had their legitimate excuses. I'm just sick and tired of hearing them. It's year 4. There's nothing you can do about the situation. But Jalen Hurts does have a good situation. You got a good offensive line. You went out and you got A.J. Brown. You got good running backs. And you have the same coach again. He should get better, but I don't think that he's that guy. I'm going
to tell you right now,
John. You can prove me wrong. I just don't see it.
I'm going to tell you right now, John, what I'm hoping for this year as a Giants fan. And I will never root for you to win on a weekly basis. But if the Giants are going to stink this year, I hope Jalen Hurts has a very good statistical year. I hope the Eagles win at least 11 games, and I hope they extend them. That's what I think would be in the best interest for the New York Giants. I'm being dead serious when I say that.
Yeah.
That's what I'm hoping for as a Giants fan, because personally, I don't think Jalen Hurts is the long-term answer for the Eagles. But if the Eagles give him a 4 or 5 year extension because he puts up good stats this year and you guys win the division off a soft schedule, I would be beyond thrilled as a New York Giants fan. So that's what I'm hoping for.
Simon, thank you for the super chat, brother. Appreciate it. Swimming a lot. Went from 235 to 188. It's awesome.
That's awesome.
170, and that's the other thing. If you want to exercise, find something you enjoy doing. Me, it's a weightlifting thing. I love weightlifting. I did run when the gyms closed, but I am not a fan of running. Walking, yes. Running, not really. But I did it because of what else was I going to do. But I could not sustain running. As soon as the gym opened up, I went right back to lifting weights. It's just, that's the way I like it. I mean, I do jog for like a mile to warm up in the gym, but I'm not a runner. So it's always, because if you like doing something, you're going to want to do it. If you don't like doing it, you're going to be like, this is like work. I don't want to do this. And you're going to put it off and you're not going to do it. And then you're right back where you started. Jeremiah, thank you, brother. Appreciate it. I'm going to tell you now, if you do a little twerking, Chris, you won't have enough room in your DMs for the channel business. Tread lightly, my friend. Congrats to you.
I appreciate it, Jeremiah. Thank you very much.
You know what? It's about that time. You guys got to hit the like and subscribe. I got to hit the head. Chris, hold on the chat for a minute.
Yeah.
I got to go potty. You know.
Yeah.
I'll be right back.
I see what the blank Hurts. I think Hurts sucks too, Rio, which is exactly why I'd want the Eagles to extend him. Again, I'm not. I don't want to say that I'm rooting for the Eagles to win 11 games, but if extending Jalen Hurts comes out of that, it's a good thing long term for the Giants. That's what I'll say. I hope they win 0 games. I can't stand the Eagles, but and I don't think that's going to happen. They play a really soft schedule. They play in a weaker division, and I do think they're the best team in the division. So if by them winning this division, win 11 games, and Hurts puts up good numbers because of what's his surrounding parts, I'll be very happy as a Giants fan if he gets extended. That was my general point. What's going on, Nona Man? Thanks for popping in, man. Rio just hates me. Screw you. Goodbye. I saw him coming here and throwing shots at me. I don't care what you think of me. LP says once Chris trims to 170, he's going to start a fans. No, LP, man. What's up, Nona Man? Thanks for popping in. He skipped the super chat. I didn't. I'll tell him when he gets back. He got Simon, Abdella, Washington fan here, and Martinez. Yeah, you missed the Abdella super chat, Baddog.
Where we go?
I think you did. I don't think you did that one.
There it is. I did see it, and I just didn't click on it. Abdel, thank you for the super chat. Appreciate it. He says, Washington fan here is Martinez to DC good for us. I think it would depend on the scheme that you're on. We mentioned earlier, he's not a good coverage linebacker. He's coming off an ACL injury. He's a pretty good tackler. He's pretty good at setting the defense. But other than that, I mean, he's a gritty guy. He's going to get to tackles. He's not an explosive guy. He's never been that like a dominant guy, but he's a scheme guy. So it would depend on what your scheme is. If you like zone defenses and he can sit back and play that in the middle of the field.
Yeah, I don't know the Washington defense well enough, but that, like you said, that's a better fit for him.
Yeah.
I don't think he's going to be the same linebacker he was, though, personally.
Yep, I agree.
Real, maybe you didn't understand my statement. What about my statement is asinine? I said it's in the Giants' best interest, and you said Jalen Hurts sucks. So you should agree with me. I said it's in the Giants' best interest for the Eagles to extend Jalen Hurts. What's asinine about that? Would you not be happy if they extended Jalen Hurts if you think he sucks? Maybe you misinterpreted what I said. I don't know what to tell you, man.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I don't know what to tell you, man. But go ahead. You got
a potty, guys. But yeah, listen, Jalen Hurts, yeah, if he stinks, you want him to be.
Because I think he sucks too, so we agree.
Yeah. If he sucks, you want him to take up a lot of their cap so you can't put the talent.
And the only way they're going to extend him is if they win 11 games. They're not going to extend him if they win 8.
Right. Purdue's beating Penn State. Simon, thank you for the super chat. Appreciate it. Chris, I went to the Met game yesterday. It was surreal.
Well, that must have been a great experience for Simon. I mean, getting to see Tommy Trumpets or whatever his name is, get to play the intro music. That was awesome, man. I mean, I think his intro is incredible to begin with, but when you have the musician doing it on top of it, the Mets games, it's like a playoff atmosphere every night now. I went to the several Brave series before they went on the road trip, before they played the Yankees. It was a playoff atmosphere. So Citi Field is rocking right now. So I can't wait to go to a few more games before the end of the season.
Yeah. David says working out is second to breathing in importance. Facts. I'm 60 years old, been a Giants fan since 1970. So you lived through the really bad Giants. Own a barber shop for 20 years. We train in MMA in the OOM behind the shop every day. Go Giants. That's my man. See, that's what I'm talking about. That's when I'm 60, I'm not going to train in MMA, but I still want to have my ass in the gym and still lift the weights and run. And your dad, Chris, gets up every day and goes for a walk and run, right? I saw him in the chat. He's like, I got to go to bed. I saw him earlier. He said, I got to go to bed because he gets up at 3 a.m. to go run.
I know he's been walking for a long time.
He lost a lot of weight, he said.
Yeah,
right?
for years. Everybody's telling me to check Kadarius Toney's. I'm not active on Instagram, so I typed in Kadarius Toney Instagram. It's like a fan page, so I don't.
I thought Kadarius Toney was fine.
I'm gonna go on Twitter because I'm sure if it was on Instagram, it's gonna be posted on Twitter. So let me type in Kadarius Toney.
Well, let's just see. Let me.
I'm sure it's gonna be people are gonna be posting all over Twitter if it's something big on Instagram.
Well, New York Post says Kadarius Toney gives Giants
Okay.
update they desperately need.
Whoa. Apparently, Kadarius Toney posted, and this is what these athletes do nowadays. They give like these cryptic messages. He posted all black on
Right.
Instagram, and in lettering on the bottom it says KG, which you assume is Kenny Galladay.
Yep.
Ain't AIN. I'm assuming ain't none NUN with an exclamation point. So
He ain't none.
So I don't know if that means they're beefing. That's pretty immature of him to do that. If that's to take that to Instagram, if that's the message he's trying to get across.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know.
I hate stuff like that, man.
I don't know the young man's slang.
Yeah, people are saying KG ain't nothing. I'm assuming that's what it is.
I don't know. Sounds like a video for me to make tomorrow. So it sounds like. I'll do some digging and give you my thoughts on that then. Ayub, thank you, brother. He says Braves found another gem. Strider 16 Ks against the Rockies. That'd be fair.
Yeah, I saw. I mean, I'm not surprised. The Braves should beat up on the Rockies, but Strider's great. One of the best young pitchers in baseball. So I'm just thrilled, Baddog, going into the Dodgers series. If you would have told me we were gonna keep the same lead we had, and they were going up against the Rockies, like I would have been like, yes, please. So I'm just happy we kept our 3-game lead. 30 games to go, and now we play this off this part of our schedule. But Strider's awesome. He's one of the best pitchers in baseball.
Well, you know, the Yankees have been in a free fall for months. Still have a 6-game lead. They play Tampa this weekend. The Yankees come out of there. They could be 9 ahead. They could be 3 ahead. And the Yankees really could put the division away this weekend if they could figure it the hell out. But they can't because I'm not going to get into the whole thing. Aaron Boone's an idiot. Oh, let's bet these guys all over the. I can't stand it. The Yankee analytical department, they don't know what the. I've never seen a more inept bunch of idiots than the Yankee analytical department. It's ridiculous. Abdullah, thank you, my friend. Appreciate it. He says, we run mostly zone. Del Rio drives us crazy with it. We've been missing a middle linebacker. Holcomb and Jameen are better suited for outside linebacker. Then, yeah, I think that he'd be a good fit for you guys. I don't think he'd be a bad fit.
I'm just trying to find out what anybody else is saying about this on Twitter. I don't see many people talking about it. I found it, but it only had like 2 likes. So I'll go on Instagram after. But it just seems like nonsense.
Well, I go on IG. I'll see if there's.
Let me see the Twitter, the Instagram name.
Kadarius Toney doesn't, or is a young Joka on here?
It's I see it. It's _KT4_ Instagram. I think this is it. Yeah, 130K followers. This has got to be him. I don't see it anymore. So maybe he posted it and then he deleted it. I don't see it anymore. Or maybe somebody else posted it that wasn't him.
Yeah, I don't see anything with him.
The last one I see is of a picture of him. Well, it's like a video of him. So maybe he took it down. I don't know.
I don't know either. She got a piece of cheesecake or whatever that is.
It's still there. I'm going to share my screen. I think I can share my screen. So I'm going to share my screen with you guys and show you what I see. Here we go. All right. So this is his Instagram. And this is his last post. I think this, then this, then this. I don't see anything like that was just shown.
All right, this let's see. Oh, yep.
Oh, his story. I don't even know how to get this. Like I said, I'm not on.
I am.
Then you could share yours, I guess.
I'm showing it right here.
Hold on, let me get.
Actually, hold on a second. Well, I don't know why That's what it is.
So it's a story?
Yep. KG ain't none. I don't know what ain't none means. I'm old.
Oh, it's just click his profile picture?
Yeah, ain't none. KG ain't none. Let's see. Let me
Yeah, here it is.
See if I can translate ain't none.
I'm assuming it means ain't nothing.
Say none, ain't none. That's my guess too. You ain't nothing but a fool, slang. You're nothing except a fool, slang. So I guess he's calling him a fool. I don't know, man. I don't know what the hell he be saying.
I'm not gonna make a video on that, but it's.
I'm not gonna make a video on that one either.
Yeah, it's like typical unnecessary.
Yeah, maybe I will. Who the hell knows, man? Yeah, I like making giant videos. But that's weird, though. That is a. I don't know what the hell that means. I don't know where the hell that came from. I mean, listen, Kenny Galladay ain't none, right? But who the hell is Kadarius Toney to say anything? That man's never on the damn field.
Yeah.
You know, someone said I'm old as hell. That's right. It's better than the alternative. You'll either be my age someday or you'll be dead. So it's being old is better than the alternative. That's
exactly
the way it goes. You don't have a choice. You get old or you die. I don't want to die, so I want to be really old someday. I want to be like as old as Anthony Razza one of these days.
But I don't like that. I don't like that look from Tony personally.
No, I don't know what the hell that. It's weird.
Yeah.
I don't know why you would say it though either. Like, where's this coming from?
Maybe it's trolling, but regardless, why even do that? Why even like throw that into the universe for people to interpret it a certain way to build drama? Like it's just stupid. It's just dumb. Even if it's
been an entire Kadarius Toney thing has been everything's been weird.
Even if it's a joke and he's trolling, it's stupid. Like, why would you want people to think that you're beefing with your teammate?
Yeah. Yeah, I just don't understand. Yeah, the whole Kadarius Toney thing, everything about him has been weird since he got here. His grandmother passed away. He's got COVID. His sneakers whip out from underneath. Remember when the sneakers blew apart? Or we couldn't get shoes to fit him. Remember he couldn't find the shoes to fit him, so he's out there with one shoe.
Yeah,
yeah. What the hell? Now he's got some. He starts off good in training camp. He didn't play at all after that. He missed OTAs again. I don't know. That Dave Gettleman guy. What do you expect? Dave Gettleman doesn't always select the best character guys, right? We had DeAndre Baker. What the hell happened to him?
Yeah.
You know, it's Dave Gettleman doesn't draft the best character guys, doesn't best draft talented guys. He really didn't draft anybody worth a damn except for it looks like McKinney. Ojulari looks like he'd be someone Andrew Thomas. Other than that, has anybody lived up to their draft stock that he's taken? I mean, we don't know what Aaron Robinson. I mean, Julian Love, right? That was a fourth round pick.
Love. I would say Julian Love.
Maybe Darnay Holmes.
I would say Slayton has. I don't know if you said.
Yeah, he's a fifth round pick.
He has. I mean, most fifth round picks would be out of the league by now.
My point is, not many, Chris.
Not many. Not enough.
Not enough. You know,
not enough.
It's just
Crowder.
Yeah, take Crowder. Yeah, I mean it's
a 7. He was undrafted, which is even better in terms.
But I mean, Matt Parrott. What happened to him?
Garbage.
Lorenzo
Carter, too many injuries.
Yeah. Shane Feminine. What's he just? Dexter Lawrence. Good, but 17th overall. Good. Probably not.
Yeah.
You know, I like Sexy Dexy, but I mean 17th overall. Good. Probably not. And now we got Kadarius Toney. I mean, he could have went somewhere else. The trade obviously worked out good because we ended up with Thibodeau and Neal. The trade worked out great.
We'll see if it worked out good.
I guess because
we talked about this because we passed up on
that Parsons
or Slater. So let's see what Neal becomes.
Yeah, true. Colin, my friend, thank you for the super chat. Appreciate you. Let's go G-Men 1 week away. Chris looking lean, my dude.
What's going on, Colin, man? Thank you very much. Yeah, man, we're 10 days away. 1 week away from the start of the NFL.
9 days away.
Yeah, 9 days away now. Yeah, 9 days away.
Yeah, who is the Thursday night football game again?
Bills and Rams. Could be a few.
That's actually a damn good game.
That could be the Super Bowl this year.
Normally, I don't give a damn about the opening Thursday game, but that's a good one. That could be the Super Bowl this year. As a matter of fact, that might have been the Super Bowl.
That's probably the chalk. Yes, that's probably the favorite of the AFC and NFC.
I'm watching that. Damn,
yeah, it's going to be a great game.
It's going to be a good game. That is going to be a good game. Yeah, so I don't know, man. I'm excited for week 1. Definitely looking forward to that. Looking forward to more of Kadarius Toney and Kenny G. Ain't none. Uh, I don't I don't know what the hell is going on. We have a very strange. I can't figure this damn team out. I just don't. Every time you think, okay, we're moving this, you got this. I don't think Kadarius Toney's long for this team either. To be honest
Hopefully
with
it's
you,
something stupid and it doesn't mean
hopefully
anything.
it's slang for something good.
I don't think it is.
Probably not.
I don't think it is.
But I mean, it's just
Yeah.
the KG ain't none. Ain't none.
Yeah.
I don't know. Freaking.
Whatever.
It'd be nice if KG, maybe he didn't finish it. Maybe he meant to say KG ain't scored none touchdowns last year.
Somebody said you missed another super chat. I'm trying to find which one you may have missed. I scrolled way up. I haven't seen anything yet. New York Giants 26. Possible Tony is saying that Kenny Galladay isn't lazy or whatever allegations he's being called by New York Giants fans. He ain't those things. Possible thought. And that's the super chat, by the way.
Oh, I did miss it. When the hell did that come in?
It was a long time ago. But the to that point, New York Giants 26, it's possible. But even if that's what he's trying to say, wouldn't you want to make that a little more obvious?
Where? I don't even see this. I'm all the way up to Tommy B.
It's I had to scroll up probably through like 200, maybe 100 messages.
I'm at Barkley's injury prone. I'm at Chris 235. How about Jimmy G staying with the Niners?
Yeah, no, it's probably after that.
Yeah,
it's right after Abdella, who said we run mostly zone. Del Rio drives us crazy with it. Also, we've been missing a middle linebacker, Holcomb. And I don't know if you read that one either. I don't know. Maybe
I did read that one.
It's right after that one. Not right after. It's probably like 20 comments down.
Yeah, Washington Fanatics, Blake Martinez. That's the first one. And that's Chris. I went to the Met game. Brace on another gem. There is that. Oh, there it is. I'm sorry about that. And my Giants 26, thank you for the super chat. He says, possible Tony is saying KG isn't lazy or whatever allegations he's being called by the Giants fans. He ain't those things. Possible thought. I wish Kadarius Toney would speak English.
Somebody said he's talking about Kevin Garnett. If he is, that's pretty stupid. Because everybody's
talking about Kevin.
Everybody's because his nickname's KG. So I guess that's what I'm not saying he's stupid.
No, but why would he talk about Kevin Garnett?
That's what I'm saying. It's pretty stupid to assume that people would just, if he is talking about Kevin Garnett, it's pretty stupid for him to assume that people are going to think he's talking about Kevin Garnett. Obviously, everybody's going to think he's talking about Kenny Galladay.
Kadarius Toney got issues, man. Janice, thank you, my lady. Thank you very much for the super chat. Says, thanks for all the input tonight. I can't wait for the Giants. You both are staying up late for us again. So awesome. Yeah, we'd like to go late. I got to be honest, I have not been watching a lot of the Yankees. I've been falling asleep about the third inning. I've been getting sleep at night. It's a good thing. Sleep is good. I know that starting next month, I'm not getting any because the Lakers start, and that's the end of my sleeping for 6 months. But yeah, October through January is ridiculously busy. And then once the Giants fall out of it and the football goes away, then it's just basketball. There's no baseball either. But yeah, October is like the big, because the Yankees will be in the postseason. I'm going to do as many of those as I can. I don't know when the hell I'm going to find time. That I might just have to just take a month's vacation from work and just do YouTube full time. Anyway, Giants 26. Thank you for the super chat. Appreciate it. Says, think the way he talks, things he says are vague. That's what I mean. I don't know what the hell he's saying. He needs an interpreter for the old guys. I don't get it.
Whatever. 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 I don't know what this. Just produce this year on the football field. That's it. That's all I want.
Right.
Just produce on the football field. Nobody's gonna care about stupid Instagram stories and all that other stuff if you catch touchdowns.
Yep. The Cougar Tamer Wilson in the house. He says, please take care of Jason. Is it Pinnock or is it Pinnock?
I don't know how it's pronounced, but that's
I
the
said in the video, you say tomato, I say
yeah.
tomato, Pinnock. He was a diamond in the rough from our 2021 class. Corner transferred into a hard-hitting safety. Him and McKinney is a solid safety combo. Well, that's good to know because I didn't know much about him, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I didn't know a ton about him either, but when I did some research into him after we picked him up, he was the guy that I'm most excited about. He seems like he has potential. Everybody was pissed off. I read several people that were pissed off that the Jets cut him, and the Jets actually had 11 players claimed, which is insane. You think about they were already down to 80, so they only cut 27. 11 of them got picked up from other teams.
Yep.
We didn't have one player claimed.
No.
So
it's pretty crazy.
He supposedly he was the most sought after one. So he's good. I'm excited. I mean, I don't know if he's going to play much, but he seems like he at least has some potential.
Yep, I agree. It looks like Purdue's going to win this game. My man, So's the Ghost. What's up, brother? Good to see you. He says 100K Baddog. I'm happy for you. Thank you, Sos. I appreciate it. He's got the other channel called Demons Row, who's also got 100,000 subscribers. I can tell you this. I am definitely not a biker guy, but I love that guy's channel. I learned so much about like the culture of motorcycles and stuff, like the clubs and all that stuff. The videos are very entertaining. Like I don't comment on there because I don't know anything about it, but extremely entertaining, knowledgeable stuff. Source to Ghost, Demons Row. If you guys are into if you're into motorcycles and stuff, that's your guy. I mean, I like I said, I'm not even a biker, and you'll never, as he would say, you'll never see me on twos. I would break my ass trying to drive a motorcycle. That'd be the end. I would not get old because I'd be dead if I try to drive a motorcycle, but or ride a motorcycle. But that's your guy, man. Great content.
Check it out, man.
Yeah, he's good, man.
How did you stumble across his channel?
Because Demons Row comes in. He's a Giants fan, so he comes into the chat. But this is his other channel. So Demons Row's got like 150,000 subscribers. And this one's got like 25 or 30.
Okay, yeah. I see Demons Row.
So,
yeah.
So it's just his backup channel or second channel.
Okay.
But it's awesome. It's awesome stuff, man. It's good stuff. Bobby, my friend, thank you for the super chat. Football is and there's another guy, the great chat. He's a Boston guy. So you got to forgive him for that. He can't help that.
I went to Boston a couple of weeks ago, Bobby.
But Bobby's the freaking man. Bobby, he was saying he was coming through the Capital Region a lot. This was like a year ago or 8 months ago. I have not heard anything about you coming through the Capital Region since. What's up with that, Bobby? I thought you were coming through Albany. I was like, I can meet you down in Albany. I can meet you sometime. We can have a scotch, something. I got nothing. I had nothing from you. You're not coming through New York anymore? What happened? I was waiting. I was like, next time you come through here, let me know. We can meet up and have a drink or something. You know, or I'll have to maybe on like a Saturday when I don't worry about my diet, we can have like a nice Italian meal or something good, you know. But thank you for Sue Chase. Football's back in 10 days, boys. Cheers. And
blank the Giants.
Yes. I was trying to come up with some kind of acronym for FK, but it wasn't coming to my head.
The Giants.
Wasn't coming to my head. I was like first something. I don't know. But yeah.
What's going on, Bobby, man? Good to see you, man.
But it is good to see you.
And screw your Patriots,
Bobby.
Screw your Patriots, Bobby.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I don't mind the Patriots. You know, they're our bitch. I mean, you know, you don't mind the teams that you embarrass. It's never.
Yeah, we beat them when it mattered most.
We haven't beaten anybody since we beat the Patriots in 10 years, so we have to live in the past. That's the one good thing about being old. Is I did get to see all the Giants Super Bowls. That is one good thing about being old, is I've seen every one of their Super Bowl victories. Afghanistan says 9 days, 16 hours, 38 minutes, and 55 seconds. That sounds like what happens during my my 24-hour streams when Boda will come in and tell me how many seconds I waterfly. Those guys will tell me how many seconds I have. Like only like 36,300 seconds, Baddog. You got this. Okay.
I see Andrew asking about Aaron Judge. Like, yeah, the Yankees have no choice. He says, "Do you think that Aaron Judge resigns?" I think he's gone. There's no way he's not a Yankee.
Aaron Judge might say, "Screw the Yankees. I'm not playing there."
The Yankees.
Aaron Judge might say, "I don't want to play for this team. What are they going to be without me?"
I'm going to tell you what I think is going to happen with Aaron Judge. I think he's going to test the market as he should. He's 30. What is he going to? He's going to be 30 next year or 31, right?
I think he's 30 now. Yeah, I think
He's going to test the market next year as he should. He should try to drive up the price as much as he possibly can. And the Mets are going to show interest. The Dodgers are going to show interest. The big market teams are going to show interest. They're going to
San Francisco Giants. They'll show interest.
And it's going to drive up the price. And the Yankees are going to have to pay a fortune. But there is no way the New York Yankees are letting him go. They might have to pay. I've seen this happen with Yankee players for years. Back in the day when George was the owner, I remember Bernie Williams used to tinker with the idea of signing with other teams, and then because they
Boston,
Boston, that was it. And they try to drive up the price as Judge should do. He should try to get every penny he possibly can off the year he's had. But in the end, he'll be a Yankee, and the Yankees are going to give him a ridiculous contract as he deserves. Based on
might get $500 million.
He's going to get a ton of money. He's going to get a ton.
Let's see what Penn State's got here. Clifford back to pass, looks, throws. And it's close to a first down. Penn State's got 216 to get in field goal range. When Purdue picked off that pass, caught that pass, I was going, they're hurrying up to the line of scrimmage. Penn State's not ranked this year. They got a good start last year and they fell off. Clifford's got all day. Now the pocket collapses and he throws it into the ground. Johnny, thank you for the super chat, man. Appreciate it. Eagles, Super Bowl champions this year. Huh? Who's he talking to?
Super Bowl champion?
I will stand by the statement, and I don't run if I'm wrong. You are the best. I agree with Bobby's statement. You ain't winning a Super. You're not winning a Super Bowl. You may win this division. You might. If you stay completely healthy, you might beat out Dallas.
They're going to win the division. I'm picking them. But then
I'm picking them too. But they could still lose the division.
It's definitely not like a lock.
You are not better than the Rams. You are not better than the Chiefs, the Bills, the Bucks, the Raiders. You're not better than the Raiders either. Yeah, you're barely better than the Cowboys. Not better than the Packers.
They're not better than the Bills.
You're not better than the Ravens.
They're not better than the Chargers.
No. You're not better than the Bengals.
Yeah.
You're better than us. You're better than Washington. You're better than the Bears, the Falcons, the Lions.
They're a middle of the pack team.
You're about as good as the Cardinals. So you're there.
They're like they just so happen to play in the NFC where it's weaker, but they're like the third. They're between like 13 and 16. They're a middle of the pack team.
Yeah, they're like
that's going to benefit because they play in a really bad division and they play arguably the weakest schedule in the NFL. So they might win 12 games. They might because of their schedule, because of their division. But
Jalen Hurts, the quarterback, they ain't winning 12 games.
They are not a Super Bowl contender by any stretch of the imagination.
They stink. Bobby, thank you for the super chat. Penn State's in field goal range. Thank you for the super chat. Brilly. Baddog, last week in September, I'll be here with you. Let me know.
There you go.
Let me know. Let me know when you're headed my way.
There you go.
We'll hook up.
Get a couple of beers.
Well, that'll be awesome. I'd love to meet you, Bobby. That would kick ass.
Bobby can make you something to eat. I know. He used to cook a lot on his channel.
Yeah, we'll just go out to a freaking place to eat, get a couple beers, and talk about sports. Kick ass. That'd be awesome. Be fun. Me and Bobby's good people. And I say this a lot. I mean, I can honestly sit there. Wow, that was a hell of a catch by tight end. He took a hit and got all the way down to the 10. I can say there's. It's not like I'm sitting there going, I want to meet everybody on YouTube because there's a lot of people on YouTube. But there's a couple of people I'm like, I would really like to meet them someday. Bobby's one of them.
Yeah,
I did get to meet you. I would love to meet up with you again.
Yeah, we'll do it.
Bears thing doesn't look like it's happening.
Yeah. Bobby, you could tell.
Bobby, Philly 500. That has to happen. Yeah. I got to meet Uncle Lou. I'd like to meet Uncle Lou someday. There's probably others, but those are the ones off the top of my head. And I'm like, I got to meet up with these guys eventually. And I know when there's a Giants game, if I ever get to the ones I plan on getting, this said nothing to me. Like I said, I just don't like to drive. I don't like to drive to the damn city. That's my issue. I don't like drive. I do not like to drive. So I always say to, whoever I'm going with, you drive, I'll pay for the hotel. The hotel rooms that you were in the hotel room. The hotel room's nice and it ain't cheap. It's a suite. It's a 2-bedroom freaking suite. It's a nice place.
Yeah.
You were there.
Yeah.
That's where I stay. That's where I stay every time. So I'm like, you drive, I'll pay for the hotel. You just got to pay for your tickets. I can't front all the money for the tickets. But I can't ever get anyone to do it. It's just saying DWG's never got time. So now I'm thinking maybe later in the year, maybe I'll just say, listen, if those tickets were too high, I don't need to. I mean, I go to a game once a year, once every other year. So if I get seats, I want them right down in the field. I want 30-yard line right down the field. I can't afford the 50-yard line tickets.
Yeah.
But if I have to sit in the second row, I'm not sitting in the upper deck. It's not happening. I don't like heights. So if I got to go in the loge or the second level, I'm fine with that too. I just want to go to a damn game. But maybe that's what happens. I might price people out because I'm like, the ticket's $485. And so maybe that's it. I don't know. But
yeah, I mean, that is a lot.
Matthew, I'm like 3 hours from MetLife Stadium. It's a drive. And I don't like to listen. I don't like to drive. I do it. I said this earlier. To people at work, I do like to drive. I don't like to drive with the other idiots on the road. Like, I'm selfish. I want the road to myself, which is why I like living up here. Because a lot of times where I live, you do get the road to yourself, and it's nice. It's nice, relaxing. There's a couple cars here and there. You get down, you get on the Northway, the thruway, you get on I-87 going, it sucks. I just don't like it. And the concentration level, like I don't have the concentration to do it. I get like ADD. I'm always afraid I'm going to wreck. I made that drive. I used to do that drive to Yankee Stadium. I hated it.
Yeah.
So that's my biggest issue.
I'm looking at the prices for the Giants game now. They actually went up a little bit. I just looked.
Yeah.
But that's because the whole season's getting closer.
Yeah. Yeah. Just, like I said, I want to get the one. The Bears I was like, it's nice weather. We should kick their ass. And I wanted the confirmation, and I never got it. Because, like I said, if I'm fronting 3 tickets at $500 a piece, and the parking pass, and the hotel, well, I mean, we're talking $2,200. Well, that's not really a drop in the bucket for yours truly.
The Houston Texans game is super cheap.
Yeah, well, that's the other one I looked at.
Yeah,
I was like, if I have to go in the freaking cold, oh well, I can bundle up. It ain't the end of the world.
And November 13th shouldn't be that cold.
I might have been even looking at a game in December. And I forgot.
$37 right now. They got tickets for that game. I mean, it's Houston.
I'll figure it out. Hey, listen, I'm not going to say I'm going to any games, but if I know for a fact that I am, I'll be like, I'm going. I have my tickets. I'm ready to rock.
Oh, you can get seats right now. Oh, it's sold. Never mind.
Yeah,
it was $106 on the field.
Yeah, but it's Houston. The other thing is, I have to get like 3 tickets. That was the thing, and it's hard to find groups of 3. You find the 2 tickets. Penn State scored a touchdown. You find 2 tickets or 4 tickets, but finding 3 tickets together, it's so hard.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure.
Irish says, I'm not a hater. Eagles fans and Cowboys fans are delusional, narcissistic, and blind-eyed. Well, no, you're not being a hater. You're being honest. However, they love their teams. I respect it. Well, Eagle fans love their teams.
Well, I mean, at the end of the day, we're all. That's what the definition of a fan is. We're all delusional.
Eagle fans definitely love their team. Cowboy fans, some of them do, but like 95% of Eagle fans, 95% of Giants fans, Bills fans, Jets fans, like they really love their team. Good, bad, or indifferent. We support them. We may get on their case. We may scream at them, tell them they suck. But we love them. Cowboy fans, they bad. Half of them disappear, and they go, I ain't watched the game.
Well, they're fair weather. Yeah, I mean,
that's what I mean. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, they're fair weather.
I'm not saying there are real Cowboy fans, but where I live, why the hell would I have more Cowboy fans up here than Jets, Bills, and Patriots fans combined? Because I live near Massachusetts. Obviously, I'm in New York. You got Bills, which are ways away from me. The Bills are farther than the Patriots are. The Jets are the same distance from the Giants. So how the hell when the Cowboys are there more Cowboy fans? They don't outnumber the Giants fans. And this is Giants territory up here. I think a lot of that has to do with them training in Albany for 17 years. But how is that possible? And then when they're bad, they don't exist. When the Patriots win all these Super Bowls, I didn't see any extra Patriots fans here.
I remember growing up as a kid, nobody cared about the Patriots.
Yeah.
Nobody cared.
Well, my cousin was the only Patriots fan that I knew. My older cousin David was, and his brother was a Dolphins fan. Go figure that one out. Dolphins,
At least where I live, there was always a decent amount of Dolphins fans. I don't know. I mean, probably because they're the Jets' rival. Maybe that had something to do with it. But
well, Marino's also from
Marino.
Pitt,
Yeah, Marino.
so maybe that had something to do with it.
Yeah. I mean, Marino. How could you not like Marino?
Yeah, I mean, you love Marino. That did probably have this. But again, he played at Pittsburgh. He played his college football there. So Pittsburgh's not far from New Jersey and Long Island.
Yeah, that's true. Good point.
That maybe that's why. But listen, guys, it is midnight. We are going to get out of here. We do appreciate you hanging out with us this evening. Next week, hit that like button, by the way. We should have 500. We're at 452. So hit the thumbs up. That'd be awesome. But next week, I don't know what day we're doing this. That'll be up to.
Let me think. We'll do it on Thursday's gonna. We're not doing it Thursday because that's the opening night. We'll do it Friday. I mean Saturday. I'm gonna have my own like hype up stream like I do every year, so we won't do it Saturday. We'll probably do it Friday. That'll probably be the day. It'll be close enough to the game. I think Friday's a good day if it's good for you. Well,
it should be. I don't foresee anything happening. Like I said, tomorrow I have my live draft, so I couldn't do it this Friday, but next Friday should be fine. We'll have something to talk about. We'll be pumped up for Giants football.
Yeah, if it's not good for you Friday, we'll do it Wednesday, but it'll either be Wednesday or Friday.
Should be fine. I'll let you know, but either way, we'll be ready to go for talking some damn football. We'll know who the hell is on the team. We'll know who the hell is playing. So we'll have a lot more to do. We're ready for football.
I can't wait. I can't. I know there's going to be a more than likely going to be another struggling year, but I always get excited for the beginning of football. I can't wait
because you never know. We win the first game, then we got the Carolina Panthers, and we go 2-0, and then we got the Cowboys on Monday night. Man, you never know.
We ever beat Tennessee, everything changes.
Yes, let's beat. I'm looking right at you again, Giants. Just win week 1. Just let us say we're over 500. I don't care if it's the only week of the year we're over 500. Just let's get over 500 one week this year. I'd like it to be the last week.
We haven't been over 500 since 2016.
And just 2016. Not 1 week did we spend above 500. Not one in 5 years.
The last time I think we were 500, outside of being 0-0, is
2019. We were 2-2
with Daniel Jones. When we beat Washington after his debut start.
Yeah. No.
That's crazy.
That was it. Freaking sucks. Hopefully it's a different year. Mike, thank you, brother. Appreciate it. Riding the Baddog must be like with a rabid badge. Well, it depends. If it's just me in the car, yeah. I'm aggressive. I can definitely drive in the city because I am ultra aggressive.
I'll tell you right now, Mike.
I'm aggressive. I will take the turn. I will squeeze my ass. I will squeeze in between two cars. I will swerve in and out of traffic. Yeah, I'm that guy.
I'll tell you right now, Mike. I thought Baddog was going to kill Pat Shurmur. That's the true story. I legitimately thought he was. I either thought that Baddog was going to get arrested or kill Pat Shurmur. It was going to be one or the other.
I didn't.
Yeah,
I didn't. I was. The funny thing was when me and my brother-in-law were leaving, we were ripping Shurmur, and there was like a security guard. He let us do it for like 30 seconds. He's like, "All right, guys, let's move it along." But he let us have our say.
Well, he's probably a Giant fan.
He let us have our say. But like I said, it was going on. He's like, "All right, guys, okay, come on, move it along." And that was all he said. Like, all right, we're good. He let us have.
He was probably a Giants fan. He's like, yeah.
He probably was. He's probably like, yeah, right. I see you. Good job. Yep. I agree. And then he's like, all right, guys, I've heard the F word enough times. I can move it along here. Anyway, all right. So we're gonna get out of here again. Thank you guys and girls for hanging out. Appreciate it. If you haven't watched our Blake Martinez videos and got in here late, check out both the videos. We both made a video on Blake Martinez today, and I might have a video tomorrow about KGA, but I may not. I don't know what the hell I'm doing. I'll have a video tomorrow. I like doing the Giants videos. It actually become pretty fun. So anyway, enjoy the rest of your Thursday. Labor Day weekend is upon us, and next weekend, football counts. For the entertaining talking sports, it is the Bad Dizzle.